It's been a wild one. Crazy way to start off September. A lot of headlines. You had the Trump IEEPA tariffs being challenged. Then we started hearing about France and Europe. Their bond yields started blowing out. Dollar went up. Again, our bond yields are at a high level there. People were talking a little bit about the Fed with Waller in the morning. They got over that. And then they started talking about seasonal, September, and there's all these things. But it really boils down. If you have been watching and you have been locked in, this should actually give you some peace of mind, knowing that the volatility once again shows up as the bonds are at the danger level. So I think it chalks up to that. Definitely have some uncertainty today. We got a couple of levels. It stopped moving. We were hitting lows about an hour or two ago. Now we're chilling near open. So anything could happen, but this week is all about jobs. I even think some people are front running the jobs. I mean, people are expecting a bad jobs report or lower. Remember what just happened. You had a massive revision, and that changed rate cut odds and a lot of things, and people talking about the economy. So there's a lot in store. Gold, silver, materials, they're all running with the dollar too. And yeah, Europe to America, yield, and all sorts of things. So should be exciting, but either way, Chattadonia, I love you. And God bless America and the Chad. But time for Philo. So if you don't want to listen to Jesus talk, then you might want to dip. But other than that, I'll send out an alert. There's a new law in Texas. So if you're on stream alerts in Texas, oh, yeah, bro. Damn. I have 4,000 people who can't get the long. That's crazy. There was that many in Texas? Yeah. Oh, that sucks. So yeah, if you're in Texas, I can't send out alerts today. We have to figure something out. That's whack. There was a new legislation about like text messages. So yeah, I didn't know. One of our providers, we had to you have to do a lot of changes. So yeah, we'll get it fixed, but for now it kind of hit us unexpectedly. I didn't know that was happening, and then yeah, so all Texas messages cannot be received. I told them my ideas of training the birds. So yeah, I agree. I'll have pigeon mail soon. Oh, I put Philo starting now? I meant in 2 minutes. All right, I'll be right back.
Track this market. Adam Parker, Chris Verone, Cameron Dawson, Mark Short's going to join us as well to talk about what he thinks ultimately happens with the Trump tariff. So I'll see you then, 3 o'clock Eastern time. Got about 45 seconds or less. Josh, final trades what?
All right, Netflix, 32 times earnings, 32% growth expected.
Thank you. Jason Snipe.
Amazon, I know there's been some concerns on AWS. I think they'll reaccelerate here.
Down 2%. I mean,
yeah.
It's traded better than many of the other of the mega caps, but not by much at this point.
Yeah.
MPLXLP.
Yes, an old school.
I look right at Jenny Harrington with
old
that one.
school
I knew
MLP.
it. I knew it.
Yeah, who would do that one? So it's got a K1, but it's got a 7.5% yield, and I think it's out of the fray of tariffs and interest rates right now.
All right, Joe T.
The refiner trade is breaking out. Valero.
Reasonably reasoned by. All right, I'll see you on the bell.
Thank you, Scott, the halftime team. Welcome to The Exchange. I'm Courtney Reagan, and today for Kelly Evans. Stocks dropping amid uncertainty over what comes next on the tariff front after an appeals court ruled most of the president's global tariffs illegal. The Dow down nearly 600 points at the low. Now it's down just about 444. All three major averages, though, on track for the worst day since August 1st. Different story for yields. They are higher on the prospect that the U.S. may have to refund the tariff money. The 10-year at 4.28%, the 30-year hitting the highest level since late July, and risk-off sentiment sending gold to a record high, crossing the 3,500 level. Silver, meanwhile, trading at a 14-year high. But we begin in Washington and the tariff limbo. Eamon Javers has the latest for us. Eamon, what do we know now? This is somewhat maybe a surprise, but then the market's sort of shrugging it off. What do you think?
Yeah, well, look, Courtney, we're going to see the president on camera today in just about an hour's time. It's at an unrelated event here this afternoon, so we may hear directly from him on this court ruling that came down late Friday. But his top trade advisor, Peter Navarro, said yesterday it'll be, quote, the end of the United States if President Trump's tariffs are blocked on appeal at the Supreme Court. Navarro called the ruling weaponized partisan injustice, but said he feels very optimistic about the administration's chances in the high court. His comments came after that federal appeals court ruling on Friday that most of the president's global tariffs are illegal, holding in a 7-4 ruling that the law the president invoked to put tariffs in place does not, in fact, give him the power to do so. The court said the core congressional power to impose taxes such as tariffs is vested exclusively in the legislative branch by the Constitution. Now, the president denounced that ruling on social media over the weekend, writing, "Without tariffs and all the trillions of dollars we have already taken in, our country would be completely destroyed and our military power would be instantly obliterated." The big question now for American companies, Courtney, is going to be what happens if the Supreme Court were to uphold this ruling, and what mechanism would exist for the federal government to pay back the huge sums it's collected so far. I've asked the White House and Treasury. They don't have any details on it, any plans or ability of the Treasury to pay back those tariff fees that they've collected from American companies. But some corporations have paid, as much as $1 billion so far this year to the federal government. They could be in for a windfall, and it could be a problem for the federal deficit on the flip side of that coin, Courtney.
Absolutely, and that's such a key question, is how would that actually work? I mean, would the government be quite literally writing checks to the tune of $1 billion or hundreds of $1 million to some of these companies? I know once you find out the answer, you're going to give it to us. Eamon, thank you so much.
You bet.
Well, my next guest says the latest tariff developments haven't changed his market playbook into year-end. He sees tech and growth continuing to lead the S&P higher, with opportunities broadening out as rate cuts approach. Joining me now is Scott Croner, U.S. equity strategist at Citi. Scott, I'd love for you to just walk through what you think the market is reacting to here. At first blush, I thought, oh my gosh, stocks are going to soar because now we don't have potentially the handcuffs of tariffs. If now this is another court ruling saying, not so fast, Mr. Trump, you can't just put those in. But the opposite is happening. Stocks are down, yields are up. Can you just walk me through why you think that is?
Well, one guy's view, Courtney, but the way we're thinking about it is that, the market's been navigating and dealing with tariff-related uncertainty, since the beginning of this year. And as we move past the April lows, Liberation Day, and then Moratorium Day, and then all of the negotiations since then, the market, in our view, has gotten increasingly comfortable that fundamentals can survive even with a tariff backdrop. Now, we'd argued a while back that the tariff drag on S&P 500 earnings could be as much as 5%. Wow. That's been mitigated more recently.
Thankfully, it's been mitigated. Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and gals, it's time for Philo. Yes. So, we are going to talk about God. I might just start with the Bible, and then we'll get into the rest. The intro might actually be the Bible, because I think it's important, though. I really do. And both biblically and even outside of it. But it blew my mind. This is what I was going to share with them. But then we got too caught up. I forgot to open up my phone. But yeah, so if you don't want to hear it, just leave. It's very simple, man. I'm not trying to force it on you. And, kind of understanding, being where you want to be and doing what you want, like pure freedom. Don't ever do something you don't want to do. Don't pay for things that you don't want. Pay attention, right? But like I've been telling you, following this instruction, this is part of the training. Just like how can we train the model to know and, to turn on and off, to be directed in the right area. So it's very simple, man. You just don't have to partake in this if you don't want to do that. And I'm hoping that some of you will be able to exhibit that. Otherwise, you should pay attention and be involved and make the most of it if you really want to. And I do think it would help. I mean, Every person I've ever met tells me it does. Literally. So I don't know what to tell you, man. But the point is, we could all work together. If you want to be involved, you can. No one's trying to force it on you, though. You are choosing to stay here at that point. If you don't want it, or if you do want it, or you want stocks more, we're still going to have that. I put up the newswire so you can help me. But like I'm saying, work. It should be beneficial. Let's have good workflow. If I miss anything, you could help out. And I'm expecting good quality and get good info while we're going through it. If something happens, I'll stop what I'm doing and we will get right to it. So, that being said, bro, oh man, where do I'll start with like a little mini intro. And I don't know, is everybody who came this weekend to the farm, are you guys here right now? I saw a couple of them, but I don't know. I wonder if they saw it in a weird way. I'm sure they did because they looked kind of surprised when I would share it with them. But I would still drive. I had to do some drives because I would go back and forth, and I didn't spend the night. I kind of wanted to, but then again, we ran out of I can't believe Mitch thugged it out, bro. He slept in the dungeon. I can't believe it. I was trying to avoid sleeping in the dungeon, and we only had one more spot that we needed, and he did it, bro. But it was funny because every time I would come back, I would just have notes written down. I actually shit you not, me and Uncle, because Uncle, remember I told you Uncle went to the farm? So even then, Uncle would come back with a song. Could you believe that? And I don't know, were you guys surprised when you saw that? I guess, did you guys get to see how the sausage was made? Did you guys get to see how Philo happens? Because, dude, we would just, I'd be reading or listening to stuff, go back and forth, and then, dude, I get a drive, or they would say something. That's what I'm saying. These guys, they would say something, they would do something, and there were just so many just little things that would come up. Oh, yeah, the bird. I got something for the birds, bro. They got to see the birds. So, other than that, I think this is, it's interesting, because, I wanted to share this with them. I had this written down over the weekend, but yeah, I didn't have time to. So now I will now. And that's usually what happens with Philo. Like I told you guys, I'm sharing with you just stuff I come across, things I encounter, and I'm grateful that so many people have found it interesting, let alone been able to benefit off of it. So, like I'm saying, bro, do what you want with this, but this does bring me back to something I have reminded you of. You need your own discernment, and make sure, these Philos, you got to bring it to life, but these Philos may not be about you, and not every Philo is about you. But I will tell you this, the man that cares enough to find out if it is about him, you're on the right path. And that's the good thing. And you want to make sure you get that discernment and, and listen accordingly. So that being said, I thought that was a good time. It was very, very fun. But now here's the deal. This was, it was actually on one of the verses of the day over the weekend. And I was driving, and I was playing the verse. I played the speaker version where he just reads the Bible, the audio book on the Bible app. And there was two parts of it. There was one part that I just, like I'm telling you, man, I shared it with them. I'm like, man, you guys are good people. I could tell. I like it. You guys are great. It was so awesome and genuine. But like I'm saying, man, the last time I ever felt that way, I also saw bad things happen shortly thereafter. Or, the people did bad actions. I still like them. I still don't, it's oddly enough, I still don't think some of them were bad, but then again, it just was misrepresented at the time. And just at the end of the day, it doesn't matter about them. The decision I made and what I did is I judged too early. So, I don't know. I read this and it was funny though. And just think, and welcome to the land of Jesus, baby. John 12. And this was the first part. This got me perking my ears up a little bit. And then it kept going, and then I just got hit, and then it switched gears. But where is it? Yeah, John 12. So 6 days before the Passover, Jesus came to Bethany, where Lazarus lived, who Jesus had raised from the dead. Here a dinner was given in Jesus' honor. Martha served, while Lazarus was among those reclining at the table with him. Then Mary took about a pint of pure nard, expensive perfume, poured it on Jesus' feet, and wiped his feet with her hair. And the house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. But one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, who was later to betray him, objected. Why wasn't this perfume sold and the money given to the poor? It's worth a year's wages. He did not say this because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief. As a keeper of the money bag, he used to help himself to what was put in it. Leave her alone, Jesus replied. It was intended that she should save this perfume for the day of my burial. You will always have the poor among you, but you will not always have me. Meanwhile, a large crowd of Jews found out that Jesus was out and came not only because of him, but to see Lazarus, who was raised from the dead. So the chief priests made plans to kill Lazarus as well. For on account of him, of many Jews were going over to Jesus and believing in him. Jesus came to Jerusalem as the king. The next day, the great crowd that had come from the festival heard that Jesus was on his way to Jerusalem. They took palm branches and went out to meet him, shouting, Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the King of Israel. Jesus found a young donkey and sat on it, as it's written, Do not be afraid, daughter Zion. See, your king is coming, seated on a donkey's colt. At first, his disciples did not understand all of this. Only after Jesus was glorified did they realize that these things had been written about him and that these things had been done to him. Now the crowd that was with him called Lazarus from the tomb and raised him from the dead continued to spread the word. Many people, because they had heard that he had performed this sign, went out to meet him. So the Pharisees said to one another, See, this is getting us nowhere. Look how the whole world has gone after him. Jesus predicts his death. Now, there were some Greeks among those who went up to worship at the festival. They came to Philip, who was from Bethsaida in Galilee, with a request. Sir, they said, we would like to see Jesus. Philip went to Andrew, and Philip in turn told Jesus. Jesus replied, The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. Very truly I tell you, unless a kernel of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed. But if it dies, it produces many seeds. Anyone who loves their life will lose it, while anyone who hates their life in this world will keep it for eternal life. Whoever serves me must follow me, and where I am, my servant also will be. My Father will honor those who serve me. Now, my soul is troubled, and what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour? No, it was for this very reason I came to this hour. Father, glorify your name. Then a voice came from heaven. I have glorified it, and I will glorify it again. The crowd that was there and heard it said it had thundered. Others said an angel had spoke. Jesus said, This voice was for your benefit, not mine. Now is the time for judgment on this world, and now the prince of this world will be driven out. When I am lifted up from the earth, will draw all the people to myself. He said this to show the kind of death he was going to die. The crowd spoke up, We have heard from the law that the Messiah will remain forever. So how can you say the Son of Man must be lifted up? Who is the Son of Man? Then Jesus told them, You are going to have the light just a little while longer. Walk while you still have the light, before darkness overtakes you. Whoever walks in the dark does not know where they are going. Believe in the light while you have the light, so that you may become children of the light. So yeah, I'm going to stop there. I just kept reading it. I was going to skip, but I just kept reading it. I like it. Yeah. There's two parts. One was Judas. Everybody already knows it, but it's always interesting that, like, as described, he only had 12 people, and one of them was a thief. As written. So just remember the whole gang and what is called and how Jesus works. It's interesting. And that's why too, man, it's funny because I'm telling you, I'm like, bro, I really love these guys. And then I'm like, but the last time I was like, I really love these guys, what happened? So yeah, we'll see. But even then, Jesus, man, anybody could be saved. And the way the Lord works, bro, it's amazing. And it did trip me out to really think in a time so culturally a certain way, and like 1 out of 12, you mean like 10% just under of his boys was a scammer? Interesting. But that wasn't the main one. There was something that I heard, and like, did you hear all of that verse though? That's why I kept reading it. It's describing the prophecy. You know, Jesus going to die on the cross. It was written before, and right, they kind of understood, but they didn't. So, like, you read the context, right? And what is he saying? That last verse, he says something. He says, you are going to have the light just a little while longer. Walk while you have the light, before darkness overtakes you. Whoever walks in the dark does not know where they are going. Believe in the light while you have the light, so that you may become children of the light. So what do you think he's talking about? Like, you read the context, you're hearing the story, where he rode in on the donkey, Hosanna. It sounded like an Easter. I should have given you this on Easter, huh? So think about it. He is talking about the resurrection. He's talking about what's going to happen. He's talking to the disciples about it, right? I heard it on my drive home. I heard it a different way. I know that's what he's talking about, but you know what it reminded me of? Because we kept talking about it. It reminded me of not drifting. So I encourage you to read this on your own and read it for yourself. But I need to talk to every single one of you right now. That's the Bible. This is about to be me now. Are you ready? This is where I'm about to bring it into practicality. And all of your lives, actually. Right now, right here. Are you ready? This is any single one of you right now. If you feel excited, if you feel motivated, if you feel like it's possible, all of these good things we've been taught, bro, you feel like you got the light right now. My brother, you better use it while you have it. Do you understand? I could argue that's exactly what Jesus said. Like I'm telling you, he was talking about something else. He was talking to the disciples about his resurrection. He was talking to them about the Holy Spirit. But it's funny because that does sound like instructions not to drift as well too. Almost verbatim. And he's saying, bro, like this is how I interpreted it. Because I could see in my life, bro, the times where I had motivation, I had to use it. And when I used it, good things happened. And guess what? There was times in my life, bro, I had the light. I had the motivation. And guess what? I didn't use it. Oh, I hope y'all feel me. And guess what? Every single one of you who came out, hear me. If you came out, bro, and you're like, dude, that was special. Yeah, something's happening, I think. No, just bonds. And then copper. No, that bond stick, but nothing moved yet. See if anything else. But yeah, if you came out, bro, and you were like, this is special, I feel it. You felt excited. You feel it's possible. Even if you're feeling this online, bro, for real. Use the light. Do you understand? Right now in your life, bro, if you feel a tiny bit of motivation, you need to use it. Again, it will be lost eventually. That's the thing. That's how it works. Everything's going to change, brother. This tracks everything I've already shared with you. It has logical consistency. I'm not bending it. It's all straight. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what Jesus said it? You are going to have the light just a little while longer. Walk while you have the light, before darkness overtakes you. My brother, if you have any bit of light right now in your life, I need you to explore it. Do you get why? You need to run in that light, because eventually it's going to change. You don't get it? That's why sometimes we feel amazing. Sometimes we don't. That's why it's a circle. You go through it. But this is what I'm telling you. If there's any bit of light right now, you need to use it. I don't care if anybody. That's why. You guys got me motivated. Oh, I'm going to use it. I got you motivated. You better use it. You heard something. You're like, oh my gosh, that Chad got a house for, I could do it. Take the light and run with it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you have the light, eventually it's going to disappear. For a little bit. It'll return again. But if you don't get in the habit of using the light while you have, do you see what I'm saying? My brother, this is John 12. Like I'm telling you. Jesus was talking about the resurrection. He's talking to his disciples. He's talking about the Holy Spirit, the advocate. I believe in that. like I'm saying, it also sounds like explicit instructions on how to not drift. And that's reality. Because I think at times we feel this way, do we not? You're telling me you don't feel like you've had the light before? And everything's lit up and you have it and then it goes away. Most people trip out when it goes away, right? You probably don't even recognize it till it goes away. And that's why when it don't feel the light, you're like, oh man, I'm depressed. I'm this, I'm that. Oh, I don't feel, I'm numb. Use it while you have it. I was just telling you, you don't use it, you lose it. But this is what I would have told, this is what I was going to tell them all. You know, maybe I think all of you need to hear this. But all the Chads that were there this weekend, bro, I would have told you this if I fucking remembered. Because that's what I was going to say at the end of this. And you were sitting with me, bro, in the fire, even if you're sitting here right now on your computer, bro. That's why I think you're hearing this. It's just like, bro, if you feel like you got the light, you got any sort of motivation, any sort of eye-opening light, you need to use it now. And I'm not saying it like, oh, the world's gonna, who knows what's gonna happen in the world. I don't care. I know, though, that the light will come and go. And if you want, in your time right now, you need to show that when you have the light, you're gonna walk in it. You're gonna walk in it, and you're gonna do something with it before the darkness gets there. Do you understand? Believe in the light while you have the light, so that you may become children of the light. I love that. That's how he ends the quote. All in red. This is all in red from Jesus. The way, the truth, and the light. Believe in the light while you have the light, so that you may become children of the light. Do you get it? Use it, bro. And that's why, bro. If you don't have the light right now, it's coming. I've been telling you. That's why this all tracks, bro. For real. If you've been listening, bro, oh, this ties back to all of them. That's why I'm saying, bro. If you have been listening, I know it makes sense. It makes too much sense. That's why it's simple. You got the light, bro. You got to use it right now. So I'm saying it's going good. You get ready for it to go away. And that means you're gonna do something with it while you have it, and vice versa. If it's not there, bro, it's coming. So get ready. I need you to prepare for it. God bless those who prepare for the light while it's still dark, man. You know. So yeah, it does. It ties in. It's momentum. It ties into a lot of things. You know it. So yeah, that was the first part. That's your first intro. I did have to start with the Bible. And I think it was very powerful, man. But now here's the other one. You know why? We were at a farm all week. And I kept sharing with them the verse. I kept sharing with them the verse about the birds flying. I think it was Proverbs 31. It was 31 or 30. I think 30. Let me see. Yeah. Proverbs 30:18. There are 3 things that are too amazing for me. 4 that I do not understand. The way of an eagle in the sky, the way of a snake on a rock, the way of a ship on the high seas, and the way of a man with a young woman. That's what it said. And it talks about the eagle, the way of an eagle in the sky. And I kept telling y'all about the birds. So they were there with me. Now I got to show them. I kept pointing out the birds to them. It was crazy, bro. We had a sunset. They got to see the view. You haven't seen the view, y'all. That's the thing. I haven't showed YouTube the view. They got to see it. And the sun sets, bro. And he videotaped it. I'm so glad he has it on video. The sun sets, bro. Right when the sun sets, what do you think happens? A damn army of birds just flies over. And I'm like, I just start screaming. But anyways, every time these birds, I kept just pointing it out to them, and because it was hot. It was hot outside, and I was telling them, I was like, look how it flies. It's not really flying. Like I was showing it does it in a way where it takes advantage of the hot air, and it's effortless. It does it to conserve energy. It like floats. it flaps into the wind and then it glides. That's what he's talking about, bro. If you ever just look at these birds, bro, I spend enough time. You just look at them, you're like, what? It's very interesting how they fly, how they move and they don't move. And then they do it in a certain way, but it's like, it looks kind of random, but it's clearly planned. But then the way they do it is for effort. It's actually effortless. So I kept pointing this out to them. And it's funny, we kept talking about what animals should be there, shouldn't, and all these other things. But this is where it gets interesting. I heard this on one of my drives. This was after you guys left, but oh man, just that how much we talked about. I even read it to him. I pulled out the Proverbs on them just like I'm doing for you now. Because I wanted you to hear it, and now just there's so many analogies of the animals. He even goes and explains it in Proverbs 30. I was even telling you, bro, the way we even work together and the way it was like kind of like ants. And it was, or even, what is it? Locust, there's no rank and it just still operational. It was amazing. And I heard this from my boy Miles Monroe, rest his soul. Besides being able to draw a picture, right? Yeah, that's a very good distinction. Can you tell me what the difference is between animals and man? There's a difference between animals and man, and then only a God and the humans do this. It's relying upon a distinction. I don't know if it's a good way to ask it. But what's the difference between man and animal? I guess with how they, this might give it away. Not free will. Well, kind of. How do they respond to things? And then there's a difference, because only God and only a human, they respond to things very, very, very distinct. Yeah, you got the answer. Well, you're close. You got half of it. Instinct. You're right. So you have to think. Animals. The difference between you and an animal, besides a lot of other things, but really, like truly, you don't respond to instinct. Do you understand that? If that was the case, I would probably have children. If that was the case, some of you would probably be dead by now. Or you would have avoided things and preserved your life off of instinct. You don't respond just on instinct. Some of you, your instinct would have told you not to go across the country and see a random man on the internet at an undisclosed location. That's pretty sketchy, right? Instinct. Fear, emotions, but that's the thing. As a human, you are not bound to your instinct. Do all of you react to your instinct all the time? No. You have instincts, but you actually have the ability to not respond to it. So that's what you got to think about. Animals don't. At the core of it, animals always are responding to their instinct. That's it. Animal is fearful, it either runs or that's it. It's food instinct, it's reproduction instinct, flying instinct, everything, instinct. Even the howls we heard, instinct. It's not choosing. That's the difference. Are you ready for this now? Only God and humans possess this. We respond, we have the ability to plan. Do you understand that? Animals don't plan. Some of them do for the harvest and other, but that's their instinct. Do you get it? Humans and God planned. 7 days, he said, hey, I have plans for you. Help me. You know how many times they talk about plans in the Bible? Even God, even the whole devil fall from it's a plan. God plans. But guess what? You are made in his image. You plan too. Go look, you and all the animals. You could draw a picture. That says something. I love that one, if you couldn't tell. But beyond that, you plan and God plans, and that's it. Oh, do you get it? Do you see why I keep stressing planning? This is why some of you, if you keep going on, if you keep refusing to plan, I'm gonna go crazy for your sake. Do you understand? You're a king. You're in the kingdom. You think I believe in God to live like an animal and act like an animal? No, brother. You're made in his image. That unique ability to plan is so godly, you don't even understand it. Tell me I'm wrong. Have you ever viewed planning as godly? Oh, Lord. I hope you're blessed, Chad, by this. Do you get it? Only you and God can plan, bro. You should be planning everything. There's only and when it don't go your way, go give it to God too. But are you utilizing your ability to plan? You can plan. Animals can't. God is a plan, dude. Even you waiting for eternity is a plan. Do you see why the preparation is key? That's what we're talking about, preparation. Be prepared, have a plan. That's why every day in the market, my brother, it does not matter if we have a plan. Do you understand? The long term, it does not matter if we have a plan. My brother, I know the houses are expensive. I see the same things you see. But we have a plan. Do you get it? My brother, the world is going to be evil. God has a plan. I trust it. I'm not worried. Oh, do you see how powerful this is? It's holy. And you all possess it. You all, every single one of you listening to me right now. That's why I'm saying I want to train the algo for actual intelligence. Look at your conscious. You are conscious. You're aware, dog. Stop it. Stop playing with it. That's power. But what about that? What about the ability to plan, dude? That's why I know, and things will get overwhelming at times, but guess what? We could plan. And if we plan, that overwhelming goes, it just diminishes. It just diminishes. Plan. That's what's going to separate you amongst all these other things. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Walk with the Lord, and the Lord's going to take care of you outside of whatever planning can. But my brother, a king seeks answers. That's godly. And that's hand in hand with planning. That's why we got to take it serious. That's why some of y'all, if you don't have the light yet, you should be planning. My brother, if you have the light, you should be planning on how you're going to use it before it goes. Have the plan. I've shared with you many plans, Chad. I'll keep sharing plans. But my brother, if you don't plan for your own future, that's what we talked about today. You got to plan for the next 4, 5 years, 10. Plan. It's godly. Otherwise, that's it. The birds don't plan. That's what he says. And one of my favorite verses, right? It don't matter how much you worry, it will not add 1 second to your life. What does he say? He says the birds don't plan. Right? He says the flowers don't plan. Look at them, how they're clothed in all their glory. Better than Solomon. They didn't plan. My brother, look at how much more valuable you are. How much more valuable you are. You plan, brother. That's part of your superpower. It's in you. You got to bring it out. That's why you know who you are. Figuring out who you are, why you were created, bro. Oh, then you plan. So that's number 2. Plan. Use the light while you have it is 1. Number 2 is plan. Or do you guys want number 3? I had to order these by numbers because I just wrote down so much for the last couple of days. I could probably save these for you. What time is 10:30? Oh, we got time. So yeah, I don't know. Are you ready for number 3? Cold. cold. Chad, do any of you think I am cold? Do you think I'm a cold person? I won't ban you for the answer. Maybe that shows I'm cold. But Boeing's ripping. Oh. Well, here's the deal. We're sitting around telling our story. I think it was it Saturday night? Saturday night, we got a fire. It was so beautiful, dude. I loved it. We're sitting around, bro, and we're talking, and we're about to share each other's stories. And one of the Chads said it, and he was like, I might get emotional. I might cry. And I was like, no. Don't. I said, you can't cry. You can't. No emotion. Even if it's happy. And it sounded kind of weird. But even then, even the next day too, I was like, bro, it's more about me than anything. But no, brother. For all of you, unfortunately, I'm going to have to prepare some of you. Because it related too, man. Some of the Chads who came, they got good hearts, bro. Helping out. They want to help people. It's some of you are going to have to deal with this. You guys, let me just put it this way. I need you to understand the reality of the world, brother. Not everybody's coming. Do you understand? That's the reality of life, dude. Not everybody goes the same place. Not everybody is coming. That's why some of you will share stocks with people and they're not going to it's not going to help them. How many of you have wanted to help somebody close to you and you could have and you had every ability to, but you still couldn't? So unfortunately, my brother, that's reality. And that requires being cold. And I heard this and it kind of blew my mind. I heard, who was it? Oh, not Sway. I'm blanking on his name. The guy who did the sassy video. But he was talking about Jesus in Revelations. And in the book of Revelations, it describes Jesus as a head of, with a head of snow, a head white as snow. But then it talks about his eyes being on fire. It gives this graphic description, right? But that implies that his head was cold. And I heard this explained and it kind of blew my mind. It said his head was cold. Because if you really go look at some of what Jesus has said, it's cold, bro. He says, you really want to follow me? Give up everything. That's pretty cold, bro. Let me put it this way, bro. His brother and mom go to see him and travel. And right when he gets there, he says, who's my brother? Who's my mother? That's pretty cold. There's a lot of examples where he is very straightforward and blunt. It's very cold. That's the reality. If one gets taken, one is left, that's a cold reality. The good and bad at the same time, that's a cold reality, bro. Separate them at harvest. That's a cold reality of how it works. So why is this being shared? My brother, some of these concepts, taking it to the finish line, not drifting, living in your purpose, my brother, it is going to require your head being cold. Do you understand? And let me put it another way. This is something I saw at the farm. You know why? We had a lot of steak. There's a lot of steak, a lot of food. What happens when you put a steak in the freezer? What happens when you put anything in the freezer, brother? Think about it. It freezes. What does that mean? It gets hard. Yes, exactly. It hardens. My brother, I need you to have a hard mind, not a hard heart. You see what I'm saying, bro? I love all the Chads, bro. Even that whole experience, bro, melted my heart. My head is like, yo, bro, reality, they might be awesome. Last time, one of them ended up in jail. Last time, one of them did shit you wouldn't even think of. Not everybody coming. That's reality. My brother, when it gets hard in your head, don't be hard-headed, but you need to be locked into form. Do you understand? Because, yeah, Jesus' head was cold. Every single one of his answers, they weren't all cold, but listen to his words. Go read the New Testament again. You'll see his whole mission, it's locked into form. Do you understand? It doesn't change. It can't. Have your goal. Have your mission. Who are you? You were sent here. Why? Once you find it, my brother, you need in your mind, you need to lock it in a form. You must be cold. Don't ever harden your heart, but your mind, my brother. You must lock into form the truth and the plan and the goal. Go, let your eyes be on fire. Let everything be on fire, but the mind must be cold. You see, it's very interesting. Because you know what happens when the mind is cold. What happens when it's cold, dude? Put the food in the freezer. Why do they put food in the freezer? It freezes it. It gets hard. It locks it into form. What happens, though? Why is that beneficial? Come on. Come on. Why is that beneficial? What does it stop? It does preserve it. How? Tell me why. Why does it last? Does it kill the bacteria? Some bacteria gets killed because it's so cold. What else? But not all of it. Exactly. It slows it down from multiplying. It stops it from spreading. That coldness prevents bacteria and viruses of spread. Imagine a mind virus, right? Yeah, there you go. Is your head, are you locked into form or not, brother? Prevents bacteria growth. I don't want that in your mind. I don't want it in my mind either. Do you see? The way, the truth, and the light, baby. My heart will always be, I love you have love, brother. Don't forget the reality, all the Proverbs, all of everything, all of what Jesus said, your mission, locked into form. Lock into form, my brother. Your head must be cold. That's what I'm saying, bro. There's going to be people you're not going to be able to help. That's the reality. Look at the reality of what Jesus says. It's very cold. He said, get behind me, Satan. That's what he said to his best friend, his old boy. You see what I'm saying? You must be cold. Again, the goal isn't to be mean and all that, but think about it. In your mind, you need to be locked into form. Otherwise, it'll shift, or otherwise, bacteria and viruses will spread. It's as if, like, think about it. I feel like the fridge, you could put the steak in the fridge, but if you leave it too long, it'll drift. It'll get bad. It has to be frozen. Go read Revelations. That's the head of snow. Why was his head cold? It means so much. You really look back at Jesus. There was a cold. It locked into form. A man on a mission, that's locked into form, brother. You've been sent. Oh, I got another one. So that's number 3. Do you want number 4? Because I don't want you to forget any of this. For real, this is very important. Especially all y'all that were there or not, bro. I think even then, I think some of you could feel the extension of what went on this weekend. I think you're listening to this right now, but you can't forget it. I need this real. I need this to come to life. That's why I don't care if you just feel good about it, bro. I need the mind. Because when I see y'all take the mind control, bro, it's amazing. You guys are controlling your mind. And I'm seeing it. I don't care if you feel, that's what I'm saying, cold, bro. I don't care if Philo gets you excited. I don't care if you feel, you're not supposed to. I need this practical and real and movement. Yo, Intel. Or? Oh, it looked bigger. All right, well, let me ask you this, guys. If an apple tree dies before it has apples, what do you call it? If an apple tree dies before it has apples, what do you call it? Dead tree, rot, fireword, a pre-tree, an apple tree, a tree, a waste, still an apple tree, diseased, barren, infected, infection, fruitless, wasted potential, a dead apple tree, unfruitful, a sad apple tree. Google's on the high. Weren't they down all day? Yeah, bro. All of the big tech flipped and bonds too. Bonds are at the danger zone. Watch out. This time, though, you got the market going up. So, an apple tree dies before it has apples. I mean, as weird as it may be, it's still called an apple tree. And this is going to tell you something. Okay? This is why I've been stressing this, and I'm going to. You might hear this a lot till the end of the year, all the way into next year, because we must. You must find out, and you need to figure out who you are and why you were created to be here, chat. I believe all of you have a purpose in this life. Your whole life is speaking to it. All the things that have attracted you, your desires, everything. That's how you've gotten here and in other places. You were created for something. That's why. You don't get your identity from the world, brother. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Reject the world. It's useless. Believe me. You don't get your identity from things. You were already created. You get your identity from what you were created to be. Do you understand? I didn't really get it, but I get it a lot more now. And I hope this analogy makes you realize it. Because some of y'all, God has called you. And it doesn't, let me put it this way. Some of you, you are called to make music. This is an easy example. You know why? Because if you died before you ever made a song, brother, in heaven, you would still be known as a musician. If you die before ever teaching somebody, brother, in heaven, you will still be known as a teacher. If you die before having kids, my brother, you will be known as a father, a mother. Do you understand? Oh, Chatadonia. Success. The progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Sound familiar? That's why. What do you see? What were you called and created to be? Stop focusing on what you... It doesn't matter about the apple. You're the apple tree, bro. Do you understand? That's what I'm trying to tell some of y'all. Some of you are looking at the result, trying to get your identity from the result or what it is. No, your identity is you're the tree. My brother, I'm asking you what they're going to call you in heaven. You understand? What are they going to call you in heaven? It's not based upon what you did here. Do you get it? It's based on what you were created to be. You were sent here, created as something. When you return home, did you complete it or not? because you're still going to be called that. Do you get it? You get your identity from what you were created to be. What are they going to call you in heaven? So I got one more for you. I got one more if you promise not to forget the other 4. Okay? Or maybe you just got to go listen to this again. I like this, Philo. I'd love to see it. Now this one, shout out Miles Monroe. I'll just end it on another note. Kind of in left field, but it does, I don't know, it's a lot of the topics we have talked about. And figuring out what you want to do and who you were created to be. Oh, I love it. But here's a nice little list. I've shared this with you in the past. I know I have. I think I last shared this with you in 2022. But my goodness. Just don't forget. There are 7 things that will destroy a country. Politics without principle. Pleasure without conscience. Wealth without work. Knowledge without character. Business without morality. Science without humanity. Worship without sacrifice. These are the society enders, my brother. Are you the salt of the world or not? Are you a child of the light or not? So remember when I was like, I want you guys to get into politics? I don't. I take that back. I take that back, brother. I want all of you with principles to get into politics. I will support you in politics. I will fund your campaign. I will do that stuff. I don't want to fund anybody. I don't support anybody. I don't. That's reality. You have principles. I think you should get into politics. Your life has shown you more principles than any to follow that. You want to get into politics and you don't have any principles, my brother. You're just trying to end society speed run. That's how we got here. This is my favorite one. How about pleasure without conscience? Chad, I think God created fun. We had so much fun this weekend. You have no idea, bro. We didn't have any alcohol. There wasn't any drugs. No nothing. Just chilling, bro. You could just watching the sun, even just walking around in the heat, bro. Just playing games, enjoying, dog. You can have fun. Even then, bro, that's why. Some of you are married. Enjoy. What are you saying? You can have pleasure. Pleasure is a great thing in life. You know that some of y'all need to enjoy. Let me put it this way. Some of you, if you beat yourself up when you lose, I hope you really celebrate when you win. You should really enjoy. But if you are on a pursuit of pleasure and the word conscience doesn't mean anything to you, that's a one-way ticket to you're going to ask yourself questions in 10 years. Or it's grave, or you're going to realize what's happened. Nothing's wrong with pleasure. But pleasure without conscience is how you wind up in the grave. My other one, this is my favorite. I think all of them are my favorite. Wealth without work. Again, it says that one verse. A slave who becomes king, the mindset. Think about it. All the gambling stuff, everything, bro. Wealth without work is disastrous. All the propaganda stuff I see, my friends, it's crazy. It's crazy. Again, If you don't believe it's possible, if you don't believe that you have a shot at this system and have a stake in it, why would you care about it? You won't. Very simple. Of course you're going to believe the other stuff. Of course you're going to want a new system if you feel it's this way. I'll tell you this now, my brothers. If you think I got here without any work, no. If you are pursuing this journey of wealth with the end goal of just, I won't work, maybe one day, but just, again, wealth without work is disastrous. That is how you will destroy yourself and destroy the country. You've already seen, again, we talked about the PPPs and all that. You saw the effect. Again, I see the same people. The last half decade, I've tried to get them in a crib. They still telling me, oh, this. Again, some of you today. What happened last time we gave people? Look, the pandemic. I see so many millennials blame everybody. You know how many people I saw commit fraud? Literally lie and steal to take exorbitant amounts of money and used it to buy homes. You all saw it. Young people, middle-aged people, and some old people too. But do you see? That wealth without work, bro, some of you, whether you want to admit it or not, you have got to see some of the fruit already. You already have got to see the damage. So if you are trying to set up a plan where you get so wealthy and you're not trying to work and you keep running away from work and getting scared of it or letting that be the deciding factor, no. You will get wealth. You're going to work. But it'll be rewarding and it'll be lasting. And then it works. Then it will work for you. But if you're just trying to speed run it, then yeah, disaster. Knowledge without character. This one's easy. I just don't think people get it yet. Knowledge without character, bro. You could know good things, but if I can't trust you, it doesn't matter. Think about it. Knowledge without character. Dude, they all, look at the tech companies, everybody. There's a lot of knowledge. But what is character? How does that play into how it's spread or not spread? Like we were just talking, character, bro. I don't deny it. There's people on the internet and in finance who know a lot of stuff. And maybe they have given some good things. Yeah, but character is going to determine who's telling you something for money or not. Some of you haven't gotten the real reality. People are telling you stuff because they are paid to tell you it. Not because they believe it. Not because it's true. So do you see how useless the knowledge becomes when you have no character? My brother, I banned like 90% of the people. We still were getting info fast and quality. I want more info. I want to train the chat. I would love more, but we need character. It's useless without it. If I have to decide if you're a pumper or not, nope. I need character. That's where you take the knowledge to the next level. Knowledge without character is destruction. It'll only destroy. Business without morality goes hand in hand, bro. That's why it's funny, man. Even the work I did, man, I don't know. I like people being fair, being honest. I was giving advice to one of the chads, and I'm like, yeah, you're gonna go into houses and like you get to talk to people. You should tell them. But I was like, at one point it kind of sounded like say the same thing to everybody. No. And I was like, bro, if you ever walk into a house that you like really like, just be honest and genuine. Again, my whole real estate. I think all of you guys will go, believe me, you're going to be tempted to try to turn it into sales. Nah. You have morality, it's going to take you very, very hard, very, very far, especially in business. Capitalism is great. I love it. Without morality, it could be very, very detrimental. That's I trust Donald Trump. I don't trust some of the people around him. I think Republicans and morality for money, business. You too, Democrats, but still. That's why, again, it's like those movies I told you about. Nowadays, it's just you see so much business without morality. People willing to, the dollar. Literally, the dollar. Doing so much hoe shit for it. Hurting people for it. Why? There's no morality. It just reminds me of those movies where you're like, man, they sold them out to China for what? Sorry, old pal. They paid me better. There's nothing to walk back to. Business without morality is destruction. Do not destroy, or you want to get into business. Some of you, man, that's what I'm saying. If you don't want to deal with it, maybe take another path. And if you are in business, my brother, you will create. I know it's going to look like you're not going to make as much. It'll look like nobody notices, but they will. That's how it works. A business with morality creates. Business without it, it will be destroyed. Science without humanity. I like science. I love it. Jesus boy loves science. You'd be surprised. But humanity. I don't even want. You already know what I'm gonna say. I told him this one in person. But nah. You could learn all this, all these things we learn, bro. That's why I said it's sad when people we lived in a world where people stuck to the academics. They stuck to certain things. But again, the good old dollar. But even as you learn, bro, and as we learn all of this, if you are looking to learn and discover and you're thinking of helping, my brother, pursue that. That has your calling in it. I've been saying this so many times. I told all of them there too. Think about it. You are going to use knowledge and info and AI and science, and your goal is to build for the light in others, my brother. That's a calling. You only want to discover things for your own power and money and wealth, my brother. You are being trapped. That is destruction. You will destroy yourself probably before others, and you'll take some down with you. Worship without sacrifice. Man, you can't keep both lives. That's it, man. You either live the right way or not. You live with authority and snake stomping and all of it, or you could go live timid and live for the world. It's not both, bro. You are going to sacrifice something. That is the reality. That's what I was saying, bro. Those of you, man, I realized it. Every day, you guys don't get it? Everything you put your time to is worship. So some of y'all have heard the gospel of the long term and the crib and all of that. It was worship. Not everybody sacrificed. The renting versus buying debate and how it played out. That was worship without sacrifice or not. Like I'm saying, you could have got less. You would have sacrificed stuff at the time, walked away with more, and vice versa. But even with God, that's what I said, bro. You want to Philo every day, even if you want to come to the farm and Philo, bro. But no time on your own. You don't want to give up your own time. That's why you want to get your Philo as it coincides with your other time while you're sitting here. No other sacrifice. Again, you want all this wealth. Are you willing to work? Are you willing to give up a little bit? Are you willing to deny yourself today for your future self down the line? I said it. I asked all of them. I looked at them in their eyes. I said, are you guys ready for this question? Are you okay if, bro, for some of you, seriously, what if you never got to touch anything that you have worked for? What I mean is, bro, what if you go and you do all this long-term, all this work, you sacrifice so much, bro, and what if you only get to live just how you are now? No crazy wealth, no crazy anything, just how you are now. But then your child goes on to be one of the top richest men in this country. How would you feel about that? Seriously though, too. I'm not even fucking with you. This ain't a hypothetical, but it is. Do you understand? How would you feel? Seriously. I'm not saying this to bring you down. I'm not saying this so you have some stupid cliche. Be like, yeah, I'm saying this so we could be real with ourselves. So you can align your purpose and know why you're here and doing what you need to do. UK is in advanced talks to build warships for Denmark and Sweden. Good. I hope you see it that way, but guess what? You don't have to. But if you say that and don't really believe it, you're in trouble. Because then you just can't be real about it yet. And I'm glad if you are okay with that. May you be blessed with more, brother. May you be blessed with your time here. But do you get what I'm saying? That's a real sacrifice. And that's something I don't think people get. Man, my parents they live a good life. They did not live anything close to what I got to. But I wouldn't have had it without them. I wouldn't have my mind without them. Without Jesus and what my parents showed me with Jesus, I would not have it. Praise the Lord. But they didn't get to eat the same fruit. You know that, right? Without them, I would have zero tree. But you got to think about that. For some of you today, that's just the reality. But that's what we mean by that's sacrifice, bro. And worship without sacrifice is destruction. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to see you guys destroy that. If you can't do that, then nah. That's okay if you say no. That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm not trying to force anybody. You need to discover why you're here. You need to discover your purpose. And if something with you does not sit right with that, if you're like, man, I do want to help my kids, but I don't want you got to think about that. Because you have to align with why you're here and what you're doing. And some of you, if that is, then there you go. That tells you. That should make you double down and work even harder. If you're like, dude, if you genuinely feel rejoice, because dude, I'm telling you, my parents, bro, the door, just even giving me Jesus alone was enough, bro. But they didn't live the same life. But they're great. Again, that's why to this day, though, all my parents say, you go for the Lord, Habibi. That's why my mom says, what good is the world if you lose your soul? So you have to really ask yourself what it is. And I told you all this morning, there's no more trying, you guys. There's no trying, especially some of y'all, man. You have the life in you. You have the youth. All it is that's it. Once you resolve in your heart, man, you do it. And you'll get it. That's how it works. So even with all this stuff, if you're really, really willing to, and that's it. You might have to sacrifice a couple things, but you'll get it. Tennessee Valley signs agreement for small nuclear reactors. And then Trump to appeal tariff ruling. Yeah, some are popping. So yeah, man. Above all else, Chad, I look forward, once again, reminding you. And I look forward to meeting you. And meeting the version of you who was sent here. And all of it. But this is what, if I could say anything for the weekend and all of this, man, just use the light. And if you feel like you got the light now, bro, you need to use it. If you're waking up right now, if anything makes you feel inspired, if you're young, you're like, I think I can get a house. Go pursue it. Look into it. But use the light while you have it. All right? There's a lot of other ones, and use your planning as God would. Lock your mind into form. And don't forget what they're going to call you in heaven. I want you to, that's going to help you find out who you were created to be. But take that to the bank. That is your philosophy, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Here on mobile, press hard chat, X out the chat, hit the thumbs up button. Second link for the nightly watches at main channel. I don't see Trump. I see the video, but I don't see him live. Trump. Other than that, I'll get you a track. Howard! Oh, is that it? That's a different one. There's like other, I can't tell if these are fake. They're like, everyone's playing there's a clip of him at the press briefing room. Scott Jennings radio show.
Keep it flowing with Tri-County Pumps. Your one-stop water shop, handling all of your water treatment, well pump, septic, and plumbing needs.
That's a targeted ad.
Provide the best service possible while creating long-lasting customer relationships.
I muted it for you. I don't know if you hear it.
Do things in front of armed good guys. This is very straightforward.
And also, even if you're not directly seeing the armed forces, the security apparatus, in the back of your mind, you're thinking they might be there. Because when you believe that there are consequences for crime, it makes a criminal take a pause and think, oh, maybe the risk of attempting this violent act, maybe the risk of attempting this criminal act is one there will be consequences for. And so there are less violent acts that actually are begun in the first place, just by the idea of, hey, they might catch me. And this goes to NYPD, right? If you think I might do something that's not very significant, jump, say, the turnstile in a subway, if you think I might get caught for doing this, you're less likely to accelerate to some level of crime that is more significant.
This is why when they were trying to get rid of the plainclothes, there was a high crime specific plainclothes unit in the NYPD, and this became a big political firestorm. It's because these guys are and girls are very useful, because if you don't know that and the NYPD is very good at this, by the way, at having people who can blend in. If you don't know that that's a cop and you're doing something and you're breaking, but those plainclothes officers, if you don't break the law, you don't even know they're there. They don't bother you. The point is they're there, and it changes the calculation, to your point, Clay, of the bad guys. I saw something here in Miami Beach, I got to say, was very Crockett and Tubbs. I was very impressed. It was I believe it was a Bentley that was actually an undercover cop car. So I've got to assume that it was seized, probably in some kind of a drug bust or something. But it was a Bentley with the bubblegum machine, as they call it, with the blue and red lights or whatever, and pulled somebody over in some kind of, and I was like, you wouldn't see that one coming. You wouldn't usually think that was going to happen. So, there are ways to do this that make it very effective policing. But I also, if Brandon Johnson was a serious person, I mean, he's seriously dangerous to the city of Chicago with his policies. But if he was a serious person, he wouldn't say Trump is evil, let's just stop Trump. He would say, guys, I have a better way to bring the crime numbers down. The moment he starts talking about, and every Democrat in a major city starts talking about, they start babbling on about investment. They start babbling on about social workers. And it's just nonsense. It's unserious.
This is why the data coming out of Washington, D.C. is so important, because what it begs the question of is, if Trump could drive down violent crime in D.C. by around 50% in the 3 weeks plus that there have been the distribution of National Guard troops, the support added, how many people are you willing to let die because you're angry that Trump is trying to provide more security to your city?
Or that you're angry that Trump is the president. Let's just call it what it is. People are just saying they hate Trump, they're angry he's president, and anything he does they want to...
Yeah, no, I don't know. I have the thing, but I think he was either in the back or not. Man, the radio shows, bro.
I don't think so. Portions of the Scott Jennings, sponsored in part by...
Oh my gosh. I don't even... I only seen a couple. He says we'll see reverberations. Eli Lilly kind of ripping too now. Not too many highs. All right, well, if he's not going to go live, I'll give you some uncle.
Specialist, a $250 value. Go to
$250 value. Wow. All right, and then I put up swimwear on SoundCloud for you guys. Jesus. Praise God. Amen, amen. It's a cult, baby. Hey. Yeah. If we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear, no fear. Oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Nah, it's done. Daddy said it's finished, made me in his image, but that always made me timid. Wonder why we different, don't you ever get it twisted. It's the only way we get it, set apart from the start. And the heart isn't ours, it's a hippie with the love, but it's David with the sword. I want peace, so that means you gon' kill me if it's war. Nietzsche, Trotsky, can't beach on the ark. Want it easy or it hard, want a genie or a god, then believe me, lil' bro, you a child, you a son of the highest in the bud. Don't deny it, we don't like it when they tell us who we are. I can tell you who I was, I can tell you who he is. I can make another song that's telling y'all about the crib, but for a second, keep it real, it's not the reason they will kill. It's the freedom in believing, they want that to bring the will. But I'd rather have it now, and I ain't never backing down. Lion gonna eat me or turn his ass around. Either way, I will remain up in his name and say it proud. Here, let's say it now. Jesus. I put Jesus on the beat so I can listen to it. I got reason to believe that we living in it. You could say it's one hell of a decision in it. Ay, if we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear, no fear. Oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Amen.
Goodwill.
Am I crazy? Or are you?
Hey, Will, this shit is fucking
What's beef? Bobby, can you help us? I can't shake this feeling that there's something they tell us. Don't believe the record cause the data was embellished. They can't understand me, so now I'm overzealous. I'm really jealous. The steak looks delicious. The wolves look magnificent. The truth looks vicious. Government benevolent is such a pretty prison. Fit me in your prism. Make all my decisions. I feel like I'm a woman. I feel like I'm the man. Feel like I'm a fish and I'm sitting in the pan. Kids who killed the CEO, they learned about Japan. Refuse to eat the turkey but keep living in the land. Am I the crazy one? There's a fine line between labia and labium. If the tongue the devil, then the lips are the case to them. So think about the babies next time you go and play this one. I'm really not afraid of them. Only what I can become. I am the bullet and the gun. That's why they don't want me to fall in love with all the fun. Think about coming all the time, but not the second one. Porn brain, fuck you. Why you treat mushrooms like dreams come true? Why you think 2 + 2 = Mewtwo? I don't trust me. Why would I trust you? Damn, that's That's a tragedy. World in war, but the truth is the casualties. I think it really hard. Can you tell me why you mad at me? Disagree with me, so you think that is blasphemy? But in actuality, it's sacrilegious fallacies defending your reality. Fight or flight, I don't judge you being cowardly. You ain't fighting me, bro, you're fighting your insanity. Somebody call Hannity, somebody call Tucker. What happened to the Occupy? What happened to the truckers? Call the other Bobby bitch, what happened to the mothers? Bowen, what happened to the rudders? Biden, you always have that stutter. I don't believe shit, used to only be the butter. My times change, still the evil bigger brother. No red pill, blue pill, it's the last supper.
Aye. I told you it was a call.
Playing another one. Meeting.
Well, you know.
BRB.
Praise God, nephew. First and foremost, all the time. Aye. Whip dirty hair, a mess, I do not care. Told them all the truth, they respond like it's not there. Still, I do not care. I don't think they see it. Looking for the money, they looking for disagreement. Hit by hit, it's brick by brick. They should've made a move, but they rather move their lips. I just need 4 quarters, it don't have to make sense. Yeah, I wake up every morning like I still pay the rent. That's early. Get your cake up, don't playing weight up. Gotta hit the layups. If you really about the mission, you don't even gotta say it. You can talk it or you live it, only one of them is paying. I respect the OnlyFans, hold more than the hater. It's how you got time to talk shit but no paper. Bro, you not hard, you got trouble trying to wake up. Bunch of wicked service always telling you to save it. Grateful that hoe say it's better if you waste it. Everybody's cooking but success is always tasted. Why you keep on looking if you tell me that you hate it? Why you keep on looking, I'ma go and fucking take it. Now you know exactly why I would call them cucks. I just made another stocker and I made $1 million. You don't gotta give me shot, I just bought myself a truck and another career, so I put my fingers up. Want your money, they will lie for that shit. We want the truth, we will die for that bitch. You ain't ride, you ain't buy on the dip, so don't ask me if it's time right after I doubled it. A fake bitch never got along with me. Can't long form, not authentically. Can't top, oh, it's time to get busy. Bottom tick, top tick, so quick they get dizzy. Tell a bitch I know a bit about a slow jam, but you ain't in the whip. Why you telling me to slow down? Worry about your shit, I'll do the same. Can I go now? I'm just playing, don't ask permission from these hoes now. Go and tell the whole town, not afraid to throw down. Brought God to the showdown, he told me to bring no rounds. So if you kill me or I kill you, that just means it's his plan. I am scared of myself, I'm not scared of a stand. It's my life, grateful it's original. You a bitch, I don't have to use subliminals. They tell me sorry, but also knew I forgive them though. Reminds me of the times when I knew I was spiritual. Too afraid to say that I believe in Christ. I knew I found a treasure, but was scared to lose my life. Ironically, I do that every single time I'm right. They warned and we ignore until we feel it, that's life. Liar always make you think twice. Buyer call it worthless, then he brag about the price. Born named certain, found a thing called the dice. He could do anything, even catch a knife. He came up with the plan, it'll work, he'll do it right. His diligence was due when his stops were all tight. The plan was all perfect, success was in sight. He was ready for the day, but he died that night. Damn. Get it, nephew?
Do you? Okay. Oh, I want a pony. Yeah. What's up, baby? We're back. It's crazy. Everybody wanted to hear the Biden voice. That was the popular one. You know, I said, why? What's wrong with Trump? I'm the president now. Yeah, so am I. Yeah, get it, nephew. Nephew. Go bust you too. Hallelujah. What? Anyway. It's wild, bro. Is Trump talking yet?
Yeah, I'm not concerned at all.
Yep.
No. I'm not at all. We have the strongest military in the world by far.
Oh, he does sound like he's going to die.
And they would never use their military on us. Believe me, that would be the worst thing they could ever do.
Oh, no. Oh no!
That was
Don't
a
tell
portion
them
of my
that, Josh.
conversation with President Trump today, asking him about his diplomatic efforts to end the war in Ukraine. It's still unclear what happens next in the pursuit of peace between Russia and Ukraine. The New York Times today is reporting that Ukraine is pursuing a...
I think it is pre-recorded because like he's like the guy just butted in like I don't know. That was a weird. Like it sounded like a soundbite, and then he responded. But I'm getting more quotes. We'll act to help people's lives.
Further Russian aggression, as Ursula von der Leyen, the European Commission president, recently said, and this is quoted in the New York Times, Ukraine must become a steel porcupine, undigestible for potential invaders. You are listening to a special edition of the Scott Jennings Show on the Salem Radio Network. We had an amazing opportunity this morning to talk to President Trump. I have to tell you, he was talking about a lot of topics today, very much on top of his game. We covered everything from politics to immigration to Ukraine to crime, what's going to happen in Chicago, and really also a lot of talk about tariffs. You could really tell this morning that was what was on the president's mind was tariffs, what he believes has been a tariff policy that has been succeeding, fighting this out in the courts. Obviously, the court ruling last week, and now they're going to go to the Supreme Court and appeal that ruling. When we come back in the next block, an expansive conversation with the president about his tariff policy. It's Common Sense for the American People, the Scott Jennings Show on the Salem Radio Network.
All right, well, I think he's going to come back and drop them all, but it does seem pre-recorded. Yeah, I just feel bad for Joe Biden, dog. Y'all crazy. This whole time, bro, Joe Biden was like crying for help, and y'all ignored. He was falling off staircases, going in 5 different doorways, not knowing anything. Everybody was like making up words for him, and not one of you was concerned about his health. Y'all gave him more tasks to do. Y'all just kept going, getting him to go on. And now Trump gets 1 bruise, and you are more concerned about. You don't even like him, and you have shown him more respect for his health than you did the former president. I don't get it. I thought I liked Trump, and you guys just want him to die. That's the difference, I think. So yeah, but if I was Biden, I'd be pissed, bro. You know, yeah, y'all really ain't. The guy was just dying in front of us every day. Nobody said anything. now it's a global phenomena over a bruise. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. You're sorry this is the mind of MAGA? I don't know what that means, but like I'm saying, just again, I saw it all this weekend. I almost fell down it though. I almost went down the rabbit hole, and then I stopped myself because I was like, wait a minute. Why am I worried about somebody's health that I literally see work more than me or just as much? That I see I get it. Like, yeah, maybe something's wrong, but like at the end of the day, if something was wrong, I would just hide the guy. I would hide Donald Trump and keep running the country. And why do I say that? Because I've seen it before. So I don't know. That here we are now. That's where I am. So yeah, I mean, I've doubted more 80-year-olds than that one, but you know, I hope nothing's wrong with him, and I don't think there is. But like, usually I'm not concerned about the guy moving around, speaking coherently. So if you haven't noticed for the last 4 years why I was worried about Joe Biden, I didn't get to see him. I didn't know if he was coming to work. Man, we even had like people in the Pentagon getting surgery, and we had no idea that the guy in the highest post was missing. So like, there's those times I would be very concerned about health and is this guy alive? Where is he? But I think some of you have seen Donald Trump more than you have seen your parents, and you're concerned about his health. Go talk to your parents, you guys. Okay, this is a good reminder that, you know, I don't think I'm not checking on Donald Trump, you guys, okay? At minimum, he's rich, so I don't care. But I think he's alive. I think he's alive. So, yeah. Here we are. The pizza places were popping. Okay. And there you go. After all of that, they're like, great points, Josh, but Papa John's was really active. I bought the pizza at $30, and that's when we should have had the convert. No, now we're the Pentagon indicator. Man. You guys, literally, can you do me a favor? If your parents are still alive, God bless you. You're lucky, okay? And if you have your parents who are alive and you're worried about Donald Trump's health, can you please check on your own family? Okay? Talk to the people who birthed you and love you. And whatever happens to Donald will be okay. But just for now, like I'm saying, like those aren't the warning signs if you just aren't aware. I just don't, yeah. Just a bad case of deal hand. I think it's very solid advice, man. That's why I'm telling you, I almost did this. I was on Twitter and I saw like 2 pictures of Donald Trump and it said 31 out of 32. I was going to read them all. And then I was like, dude, what the fuck? Why am I worried about this? Is not. Yeah. And then I was like, I don't know, bro. I think Donald Trump, even my parents are like, how does he do it? My mom asked, how come he's not tired? How does he? So I'm not worried about Donald Trump's health. I'm really not. And if I was, they would hide him because they're not giving up the power, bro. What are you guys saying? Or am I living in the same world? Are you guys hearing this? Oh, man. Good. Call your dad. Call your mom. Check on their health. And if you haven't seen it, go see them. Because we've seen Trump more than Biden and more than a lot of other people. So, yeah. Good, man. See? Exactly, bro. There is people who, like, if people are sick, I mean, it's hard to handle at that age. I don't think you see the guy, man. And that's why I hope nothing bad happens, but, and, you know, some of you have parents who are, you know, that's, you know what I'm talking about. So, amen. And I hope all is well, no matter what, man. The Lord is with you all in good and bad, and not everything stays the same. All things will change, and don't worry, there's always joy. And you stay strong and take care of yourself too, because it's not easy. Literally, last time I saw him, he out-talked me. I was like, okay, man, hurry up. I don't want to hear this again. No, I'll tell you. Did you hear about the bill? It's good for American people. Here, let me tell you how ugly wind farms are. Do you know how ugly they are? I'll tell you how ugly. I don't even care. I might die tomorrow, but I have time to tell you how ugly they are. Here, hear me out. You're up. And then he goes again, and then he goes again. I'm getting tired of Donald Trump talking so much. And you guys think he's dead? Well, yeah, I did. That was the one. I just had to put it under Uncle. I made a whole entire song on how dead Joe Biden was and y'all canceled me. You guys are kidding. I'm gonna play it right now. This was 3 years ago. I was able to make a full song about it. If I wanted to make a song about Trump, it would be being a jackass with crypto, spending a bunch more money, Jeffrey Epstein, and then he wouldn't shut up saying the same shit just like Biden. That's what the song would be about right now. Okay? Did you realize that, right? But Joe Biden, I thought he was Jim Carrey. I thought Joe Biden was a robot from Boston Robotics, from Boston Scientific, dog. Y'all don't, man, they don't. And Donald Trump is, oh my, because of bruised, dog. Are you kidding me? Man, that's it. What do you guys, how come none of you have analyzed my fingernails to get my health? Well, Josh's thumbs up photo, it looks like an ingrown nail. Looks like we got, I hope he dies. What the fuck? Why are you hoping I die? It's a brute. That's not. He's gonna be dead next week. Why? Why should he die? What did he do? It's a bruise. Oh my gosh. I hope you die. No! Stop. Why? I've read that 1,000 times on every YouTube chat. Stop it. He's dead. No! You don't just die like that. You do, but you don't. But like, he's dying. No! I'm over this shit, bro. Not really. It's a lot of fun. You fucking jackasses. Oh, man. Right when I'm like, man, you know that? Thank God. Just a little bit of humor right when I'm like, man, it's so sad. Nothing like a little foolishness. Look, a whole entire song on Joe Biden. Even great artwork, too. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Guy was hiding fucking classified documents and shit. Y'all even let that slide. Not once did you question his health. Not what, bro. Just signing shit left and right that he didn't even sign. And you're like, yo, does that ring a bell of mental acuity? Oh, maybe, dude, we could have helped him, dude. We could have, dude, Joe, I'm sorry, man. Y'all used Joe. They killed Joe, probably, bitch. The whole track. Two and a half minutes.
Come on.
In rhyming satire. To
4 p.m.
To get the point across of how
4 p.m. is when I wake up, bitch.
4 p.m. is when I wake up, bitch. So let me ask you this, guys. If somebody, you don't even know if they're awake or not, and their joke is related, do you think that, like, is that healthy? Were you worried?
Shout out to Prezi, that's me. You could just call me JB. I do not answer no questions. You could leave that to Shaki. Camilla riding with me. She'll lock you up for some weed. Say bad things about the vaccine. I'ma make sure you don't speak. Got a laptop you won't see. Hunter, I love him, but that shit was weird with his feet. I love my Congressman trade. Shout out to Nancy, she paid. Double your gas in a day. Them would say Putin's to blame. Real politics in your face. 500 bill on the way. 500 mil to Ukraine. Every day. Javelins keeping them safe. Fuck it, just send them some planes. Tell them keep growing them grains. All of my bros and they old. None of their borders is closed. All of us got climate goals. All of us straight together. Strategically releasing the ore. They said that Putin won't fold.
Dog, you were running out of fucking energy and he sold off 90% of the reserves and not one motherfucker asked if he was okay. I am... Praise the Lord!
I no more. Fuck the squad, fuck the foe. Had a 9, fuck a roll. Now we going practical. Hunter, my dog, that's for sure. We ain't gon' fight about shit, especially not 10%. We ain't gon' fight about hoes. Me and Nance get the votes. Lobby that shit on the low. I got Congress in control. I got your student loan froze. I got your mortgages froze. I got Keystone on froze. But mention and cinema froze. I'm getting faded, I'm eating this ice cream. I don't like voters who ID. Questions from press, that's unlikely. Bring up Trump if they don't like me. They give me the Eddie, I wake up.
That's like 4 references already of ignoring everybody in the I couldn't even ask him if he was okay. I didn't even get the opportunity to see if he was okay. Do you not understand? Every single moment, he was either shuffled off, and it took him the longest of any president to have his first press briefing. Do you understand? And then, if by nature you got a question out by some lucky chance, you fuck Donald Trump, you fucking Trump. I need help. Somebody help me. Why won't they help me? They keep telling me right, left. I can't. At least I get to ride the cool helicopter.
Bills, that's a layup. I'm the big man, I got say so. They lock you down if I say so. Booster on booster on booster. Mandate on mandate on mandate. I just gave Evie a test rate. Fuck you, Elon, I won't even say your name.
He kept telling you to just, you're sick? Go take it again. Oh, take it again. Take it again. That's it, bro.
I'm in the office already ballin'. Silent just ain't changed my name to Stalin. Right off the screen and I'm gone with the wind. Do nothing about something till they pass a bill. Pull up in a brand new Benz truck. Hop up fresh and did a bread truck. How I got it, how to just, yeah. How I gotta make it one car. Station on your block, took off. Mission.
Did you get that part? The mumbling? That's because that's how he talked 90% of the time and you would never ask me about his health. You ain't never, when the rest of his whole entire life, he spoke more eloquently than Josh. And then all of it.
Up my words, I'm live, so I think they mad. My fault, talking about inflation, I caused. Dumping our oil turned me to a savage. $1 saved on a gallon. Fuck OPEC and King Salmon. And fresh, I'm tired.
Trump, China, India, Brazil kill us with tariffs. We must get a decision now. Is he back? Thank God.
Does that put a pause, or does that sort of force you to have to go away from the table with China as you work out, the trade deal with them? Is that on delay because you got to wait and see what happens?
No, but it does psychologically. The answer is no, because the court ruled that that the tariffs will continue
he just got
until the
asked
Supreme
a
Court
question longer than a sentence and understood it. And you are asking.
They didn't stop it. In other words, they said, we will, give you the stupid ruling.
Look, I understand what he's saying back.
Into effect, because essentially they ended tariffs. It will not go into effect until the Supreme Court makes their decision.
He can tell you what's going to happen in a week.
My conversation with President Donald Trump continues here on the Scott Jennings Show on the Salem Radio Network. Let me pause for just a moment and talk to you.
The way they just keep like fucking clickbaiting these fucking headlines, bro. It's like a pre-written thing. That's why it is weird. This isn't even a good example. But at least I understood him. Jeez. No, this is a weird. This one's like he's like cutting in and out and like.
Inflation or just for sensible diversification.
I'm so confused.
Birch Gold Group believes.
Yeah, and then now they're selling you fucking gold. Fucking Republicans. It's like, here, hold on. In between the information, do you have gold in case of a collapse? Did you know money's not money if you don't have gold? When should you buy gold? Every day. At every price. No matter what. God told you to. What? How do I sign up? Where do I buy it? So, yeah. They're milking the shit out of it. I know, for real, bro. That's why I was like, gold at? Where did the fucking gold come from? 2 p.m. announcement? No, just... He came up, but we've been getting them, but he hasn't done the Oval Office thing. See, that's the funny part. The Scott Jennings interview's going around, but theoretically, we are waiting for the Oval Office. So we're not even waiting for that one. But yeah, the White House just went live 3 minutes ago. They're just waiting to get one of the heartbeat machines in so that they could prove a sign of life. You guys have demanded more signs of life out of somebody you've seen every day. I'm done, bro. I'm done. I need a fucking... This is great. Do I have popcorn? Did we have any popcorn at the farm, you guys? Did you see it? I need to get some popcorn for this one. This is going to be great. Oh, man. Macron. Offensive annexation or population displacement would block two-state solution. He probably did have a stroke. Oh yeah, and then just like he's like, fuck it. You gotta let me out. I gotta fucking talk about tariffs. Get me. Nope. Oval Office. They can't know. You don't. Yes, and then the next day, he fucking terrorizes fucking Wall Street media after his stroke. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Just at the end of the day, I'm glad you guys are concerned. Just next time, just be a little more concerned early. Okay, and that's, I don't know, man. I'm just scared if I ever start showing declining health signs. You guys are gonna say I'm at the top of my game. Like, did any of you think I was sick today? So did any of you, like, think, I don't know. I guess you haven't seen pictures of me, but, I mean, you've heard me every day. I don't know why there's any inclination why you wouldn't. Howard! It'd be crazy if Howard came on, though. It's like, oh, the president's not here right now. Be like, oh, Howard, is he dead? Where is he? My hair, bro. Tell me why everybody had hair. Yo, tell me why every single person at the meetup had a hairline. I'm like, what the fuck? This whole time I thought I was talking to 5s and 6s on the hairline chart. All of them had hair. Bro, damn, Sandman, bro. He had a beautiful, luscious locks. He had long hair, not one. Bro, his hairline was like, oh, I guess you're right. You shaved it, though. It didn't count. It didn't count. You had the fucking bald look. It worked. It looked like, it just looked natural. Every single one of them had full hair, though. I'm like, damn it. How did this happen? Yeah. Is it bullshit? They did, bro. Like, one of them, he was wearing a hat, and then he took it off, and it was just still full hair, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? I was like, the Lord has blessed you. Amen. I don't know. It's like, my hairline looks like Uncle's now. Like, Uncle looked like that before me, but now I look like him. It's kind of sad, bro. It's kind of sad. So, self-fulfilling prophecy, I guess. Russia and India discuss expanding S-400 supplies. Just wait, baby. You'll be out there. You guys will. We gotta plan it. We gotta plan the big one. We gotta, I don't know, big, because again, 50.
Very much, it's a very
wow
day and an important announcement with great friends of mine. I think I can.
Are you going to announce that you're alive?
Every one of them, I rate a 10. I can't always say that, even if they're Republicans, and these are Republicans, great Republicans. I want to thank you all for being here for this important announcement.
Definitely looks like a deep
fake. As you know, this has been going on for a long period of time. And I am thrilled to report that the U.S. Space Command headquarters will move to the beautiful
definitely a deep fake.
Locale
for sure
of a place called Huntsville, Alabama, forever to be known from this point forward as Rocket City.
Rocket City.
So Huntsville, Alabama. We love Alabama. I only won it by about 47 points. I don't think that influenced my decision, though, right? That didn't, right?
You know he wanted to say that at the end.
We had a lot of competition for this, and Alabama's getting it. Huntsville in particular, so congratulations, everybody. Katie, congratulations. This will result in more than 30,000 Alabama jobs, and probably much more than that, and hundreds of millions of dollars of investment, and that's billions, because it can't be millions, it's billions and billions of dollars. Most importantly, this decision will help America defend and dominate the high frontier, as they call it. I want to thank Secretary Pete Hegseth. He's doing a fantastic job. And Secretary of the Air Force Troy Mink. Troy, thank you very much. Great job you're doing, Troy.
No, nothing is forbidden.
It's such a big deal. This is one that everybody wanted to know. What are you doing? I also want to thank Senators Katie Britt, and I want to give my condolences. Your grandmother, her grandmother just passed away. She was 100, right?
100, and she loves you, Mr. President.
Well, and she was very proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Very, very proud of you. So thank you, Katie.
Wonderful woman.
She must have been. To produce you indirectly, I can tell you she had to be. Tommy Tuberville, who's a great coach. And
no, like, look, I'll make it bigger.
I won't say anything about what happened.
You see how his hair is like frizzed up over there? That's like a stroke. Signs of a stroke,
right?
For sure.
You're not used to that.
I think
but Tommy,
ask ChatGPT.
Auburn one is right.
Ask ChatGPT about like hair disformation.
Tommy's been a great senator.
Now, you can see it.
And,
yeah.
Fantastic guy all around. He was also a tremendous
I can't believe
coach.
they're trying to cover this up.
House Armed Services Committee Chair
Mike
Rogers.
It. Yeah.
Thank
Look
you,
at
Mike.
Focus. Yeah, it's such a cover up, dude.
Mike, thank you.
Yeah. No, look.
Great,
you see that little bald spot?
Representatives Barry Morrill, great friends, Robert Adderholt,
no, that's why his hands
Gary
are right
Palmer,
here.
and Dale Strong. Thank you
yeah.
all very much, fellas. Appreciate it.
Bedhead, more like
in my
deadhead.
first term,
yeah. What now,
we
Jerome?
created, and
what
I created a thing called Space Force. So important. You know, we were losing the race in space very badly to China.
I think
and
the market's
Russia.
ripping
And
on
now
the
we're
fact that
far
it's a
and
deep
away
fake and he's
number one
alive.
in space.
Maybe.
And reestablish space comm with a mission to protect American space assets and detect any threat to our homeland.
I
We
deep
initially
down, I think
selected
the market
Huntsville
is
for
moving
the
on
Space
signs
Comm
of life.
headquarters, yet
Because
those
everyone's a
plans
fucking
were
idiot.
wrongfully
I do think so.
obstructed by
I really
the Biden
do.
administration.
Deep down, I really do. I'm not lying
And
to
as
you.
you know, they moved
It's
them
not
to a
even
different
power hour, bro.
locale.
I swear to you, they're moving
And
on
today
signs
we're
of life.
moving
This is
forward
so
with
stupid.
what we want to do and the place that we want to have this, and this will be
I
there
really
for
do. I think part of it.
hopefully hundreds of years. That's where it's going to be.
Fucking idiots.
I
Not
will
any
say
of
I
you,
wanna
Chad.
thank,
If you work at Bloomberg, you're a
Colorado,
fucking
the
idiot.
problem I have with Colorado, one of the big
That's
problems,
exactly
they do
what I'm
mail-in
talking
voting.
to.
They went to all
Just in
mail-in
case
voting.
any of you get confused,
So they have
okay?
automatically crooked
If your
elections.
W-2 does not say
And we can't
Bloomberg
have that. When
LLP,
the state
you're
is
not a
for
fucking
mail-in
idiot.
voting, that means they
But
want
Bloomberg
dishonest
LLP
elections, because that's what that
W-2ers,
means.
you're a fucking idiot.
So that played a big factor also.
Come work for me.
In
I'll
Huntsville,
pay you
Space
guys half
Comm will
because I got
play
to
a
train
key
you
role in
again.
building the Golden Dome, as you know. That's going to be a big thing. Everybody wants to be a participant in it. Missile Defense Shield. We're going to be having a Golden Dome that the likes of which nobody's ever seen before. The finest, the best. And by the way, Canada called. They
I think
want to
it's
be a
done.
part
It
of
won't go too much,
and
but
that'll be great.
Bro, I'm
But-
not even fucking with you, dog. I don't know if it'll have follow through, but there's no other important headline. A part of me thinks this is signs of life. It was like 1/10% a quarter, but damn. I don't
Pretty
know,
close.
man.
Remain
I
unmatched
don't know.
long
I'll go
into
pee,
the
bro.
future. So I'd like to ask Secretary
God loves
Hegseth
everyone.
to say a few words. He was very much a part of it. And really, everybody behind me was. Every one of these people would call me and lobby me. I said, Katie, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I know what you want. She said, that's right, sir. That's what I want. And they got their way. So I just want to congratulate. These are really special people. They're politicians in many ways, but they're great patriots, I think even more so than politicians. So they fought very hard to get it, and it's an honor to give it to Huntsville. Pete, say a few words, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. As usual, right place, right time, for the right reason. In your first administration, you established the Space Force at a time when we knew we had to be looking to that domain of space. You also reestablished SpaceCom to ensure that priority was put in place, and you, through the Air Force, independently identified that Huntsville, Alabama was the right place to put it. For other reasons, in the next administration under Biden, they decided to move it somewhere else. Well, during that time, the DoD Inspector General, the Government Affairs Office, they did their own assessments, and where did they say SpaceCom should go? Huntsville, Alabama. So what you're doing today, Mr. President, is restoring it to precisely where it should be based on what the Space Force, the Air Force, your leadership believes will give us strategic advantage in the future. That is Huntsville, Alabama. We are way ahead in space, but this will ensure we stay leaps and bounds ahead because that's the most important domain. Whoever controls the skies will control the future of warfare. And Mr. President, today you're ensuring that happens. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Katie, would you like to say something?
Mr. President, we are grateful for your leadership on this and restoring Space Command to its rightful home in Huntsville, Alabama. This delegation has worked together, both chambers, both parties, to make sure that Huntsville was the place that Space Command called home. As was mentioned, obviously the Biden administration chose to make this
Go
political.
call your parents
What we wanna
right
do is
now.
put the safety and security of Americans
You guys
first.
are just more
We wanna make
worried
sure
about
that
it.
our warfighter is put first.
Man, I'm about
and we
to
want to make
slap
sure
my
that America
computer
continues
screen.
to lead. And today, Mr. President, you've allowed that to happen. Thank you.
He's been working all day, you motherfucker. You think he
Mr.
just showed up at
President,
this
it's a great
event
day
too?
for our
Do
country,
you think
not
he
just
just
for our
woke
state
up?
of Alabama.
Go call your parents right now.
We need.
Say, Mom, I'm
help
sorry. I was
in
more
our
worried
military.
about somebody I don't even
We need to
fucking know
catch
than
up.
you.
And
I was
as,
more
Secretary
concerned
Hegseth
with
said,
a random old guy's health rather than
we're not
yours.
behind in space.
Forgive me, mother.
But we know where we're at, and we need to expound on that. Now, this move.
I agree.
Will
I
save
agree.
The taxpayers,
taxpayers, all of them, all of them. Text them.
It's
Texas
not going to cost more.
or
It's gonna
Alabama.
Cut $480 million. We have the plans intact. It'll be behind a secure wall in Huntsville, Alabama, at Redstone Arsenal. We have 40,000 people there. We have the FBI there. We have missile defense there. We have NASA, Blue Origin, and SpaceX. It is the perfect place for Space Command. I would tell you today, and I've spoke with the president for the last 3 or 4 years about this, If I thought it needed to go somewhere else because I understand the security of our country, I'd be for that. But the best place,
Trump is more important
is Huntsville, Alabama,
in people's life than most parents.
And what it means.
And I'm the guy who went full Trumper. That's crazy.
So thank you, Mr.
I
President,
disagree.
for this, and we look forward to
for everybody.
building a huge space command and having the Donald.
I don't think
Trump
that should
Space
be.
Command Center
That's not
in Huntsville,
okay.
Alabama.
Well, if you guys think I like Trump more than my family,
thank you. I'll be very
think
brief
you're
here.
grossly
I lobbied the president hard
overestimated
to put it in
my
Ohio,
Republican
these people
vote.
behind us. These Alabamas are just too powerful and too persuasive, and so it's in Alabama. But as Tommy said,
Look
this
at
is exactly
JD
the
all
right
mad
place
that
for
he's
Space
not
Force,
dead.
the Space Command.
JD was
I think
like,
Americans ought to
"Fuck, I was
appreciate it. Ought to
close."
appreciate.
Oh,
the fact that
almost.
you
Oh,
can't
I'm a
win the battle
Democrat.
in the
Oh, I'm
future
so happy
unless
if
you control
JD
the
becomes the
skies.
president.
The cybersecurity,
I want Donald
the
dead so
entire
JD can
infrastructure
become
of
my.
battle in the 21st century
That's so
will be in
much
space. It was a
better.
visionary move in the first administration for the president to set up Space Force, and I think an equally visionary move to make sure that Space Force is right where it should be in Huntsville, Alabama. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Gentlemen, anybody want to say anything? Would you like to say?
Mr. President, another promise made, another promise kept. You think about it, Redstone Arsenal is critical to national security.
That hairline
the
is so
president
fake.
said when you were the 45th
That guy might be
president, let's
sick.
do
We
what's
should
right
look
for
into
national
it.
security. And today, that's exactly what we're
Only
doing.
Donald could wear
It's
the
not
toupee,
because
dog.
of
Only
this or that.
Donald.
It's because it's
I get
right
what y'all
for
saying
national
now. I get what y'all saying. When I asked if I could do the toupee, and you guys said only Donald Trump could pull it off, I see it now. That's a fucking toupee, bro. That's not, yeah. It look only Donald, bro. Damn, he got that trademark.
People at the right place at the right time. Mr. President, on behalf of the people of the 5th Congressional District and all of Alabama, thank you for keeping your word. Absolutely.
Let me just say, Mr. President, I want to say thank you. And thank you for doing this.
Trump haters
because
are
it was
completely
the right thing to do.
worthless,
All the
except for fodder.
When they looked
Yo,
at all the
Raising
numbers,
Cain, calm
Huntsville
the
was
fuck
place
down,
to
okay?
go, and,
I said they were
like you say,
fucking
it was
idiots. I'm
unfortunately
not
pulled
trying to
out,
fucking
but
assault
you made it
them.
right. So
Relax,
I
Second
wanna
Amendment.
Just say thank you again for a grateful nation, and to the state of Alabama, we're very grateful. Thank you.
I'm
God
just
bless.
happy the president's alive, okay? That's all. That's all. Just relax.
Thank you, Mr. President. Throughout history, militaries has always understood that whoever could hold the high ground held the advantage. Space is the ultimate high ground. And what we're doing with moving the Space Command to Huntsville is absolutely critical to our maintaining dominance in that sphere. And it goes hand in hand with what we're trying to do.
I
with
don't know.
Golden
I
Dome
think they could tell
and
you.
Missile defense.
Anyone who went to the farm, is Josh really balding? They said I didn't look like Benny Blanco, but I think they were hyping me up. Because in the words of the 24-year-old, you are not as chopped. He said Benny Blanco is chopped. Josh, you're not chopped. That's what they said to me. So I don't know.
Built in Huntsville, Alabama, and we're grateful
deny.
for that. Thank you.
Listen, as chairman of the Armed Services Committee, I care very much about what's most important for our national security. And the president held a nationwide competition to determine where we should have this command. If y'all remember, at the end of that competition, where Alabama came in first, there was a lot of complaints from the other states who did not place well. He said, we'll do it over with new criteria to accommodate your concerns. Alabama came in first in that second competition. His Secretary of the Air Force reviewed the results, said it was fair, and the president named Huntsville. It was the Biden administration that decided to make it political, even though his own Secretary of the Air Force said it was a fair competition.
Yeah, I'm bald, or balding.
So I want you to know I appreciate this president standing up and being strong and saying he's going to make this right and put it where it rightfully belongs, and that's Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh yeah, right. Chop it up.
You are.
I was like
leave me
spitting
alone
game,
now. You're
bro.
not going to call me anymore and talk about this subject, right? You promise? They'll start something else. But I just want to congratulate you. It's a very big deal. When you come out and when you leave the room, you'll see that we just over the last few minutes literally shot out a boat, a drug-carrying boat. A lot of drugs in that boat. And you'll be seeing that, and you'll be reading about that. It just happened moments ago, and our great general, head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who's been so incredible, including what took place in Iran, knocking out potential nuclear power for a long time to come. I think within a month they would have had it if we didn't do what we did. But he gave us a little bit of a briefing, and you'll see. And there's more where that came from. We have a lot of drugs pouring into our country, coming in for a long time. And we just, these came out of Venezuela and coming out very heavily from Venezuela. A lot of things are coming out of Venezuela. So we took it out,
Ray.
and you'll get to see that.
Good morning.
After this,
Good afternoon. It's
after
Power
this
Hour.
meeting
Oh,
is
wow.
over.
Right now.
Do you have any questions, please?
Wait, questions? Weird. So unhealthy. He's just trying to distract us. For sure.
By having Space Force Command.
Give it 5 questions they're going to ask about.
Well,
did you
it's just
die?
because
Are you
we have
dead
so
right
much
now?
else there.
How long have you
And
been dead?
having a central, you could call it a
The
central
fuck?
command, but it really is a command station. Also, even locationally, where it is, and when you think about flying distances, if you can save a half an hour as fast as some of these planes go and things go, and even the rockets go, if you can save by having the best location. So we went out, as you know, to experts, and we had 4 different groups of experts. They all said this was the best location. I also loved it from the standpoint.
Honestly, I don't believe any of this.
Great people, work hard.
Until what's her
and there's
name
no
comes
games,
up.
and they're very proud of it. And I would say they
not
fought
Kaylee, what's her
harder
name?
for it
The
than
new girl?
anybody
I already
else.
forgot
Also,
the
a lot
new
of
girl's name.
5 states really wanted it.
I need the
they
press
wanted it more.
secretary to
And
come up and tell me
I kid you
everything's
not
okay,
when I
or
say
I don't
that
believe
these
it.
people, they spoke to me a lot. That's all they wanted to talk about. They didn't want to talk about the weather. They only wanted to talk about moving to this location,
Caroline.
moving to Alabama,
Yeah, I
Huntsville
forgot
in
her name,
particular.
dude.
So
I kept
we're
calling
honored
her
to do it.
Kathy
They really
or
wanted it badly, and they
Kaylee.
got it. Peter?
President Trump, something completely different.
Are you alive?
Big viral social media trend over the weekend. How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead?
Yeah, they took my joke.
No.
People didn't see it for a couple days.
They took my
1.2
joke.
million user
You're
engagement
welcome. I
sessions
want
Saturday
royalties,
morning about
bitch.
your demise.
Really? I didn't see that. You know, I have heard it's sort of
It's
crazy,
funnier
but
when I
last
say
week
it,
I did
clearly.
numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like this is going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do them for months. You wouldn't see
Apple.
him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him, and we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape.
Apple
No, I
taking
heard
a
that.
candle.
I get reports. Now, you knew I did an interview that lasted for about an hour and a half with somebody, and everybody saw that was on one of your competitors. I did numerous shows and also did a number of truths, long truths, I think pretty poignant truths. No, I was very active over the weekend. They
Show me
also
your
knew I
hand.
went out to visit some people at the
Lift up your tongue.
at the
Let me
club
see.
that I own, pretty nearby on the Potomac River.
10 jumping jacks
And,
right now.
No, I've been very active actually over the weekend. I didn't hear that one. That's pretty serious stuff. Well, it's fake news. You know, it's just it's so fake. That's why the media has so little credibility. I knew they were
JD's
saying,
like, but if it was
is he
true,
okay?
I look
How's he
forward to
feeling?
being
What's
your
wrong?
president.
I said, I just left.
Thank you,
and
Peter.
it's also sort of a
What?
longer weekend, you know. It's Labor Day weekend, so
Apples,
I would say a lot
John
of people. No, I was
Peebles,
very active this
Zhao
Labor Day.
Meng leaving.
I had heard that, but I didn't hear it to that extent. Go ahead, Peter.
Something else. We know that this country has a huge problem with school shootings. You've said that you were open to sending the National Guard pretty much anywhere. Would you ever consider sending an armed National
Damn,
Guard
they went to Meta.
every school?
Well, we have a big problem with school shooting, but we also have
That's a good idea.
thousands and thousands of schools that run perfectly. You know, they talk about you can do things construction-wise, and that's really I think nobody knows more about construction than me. You can build the construction.
So we're gonna
doors, you can
build
the-
school
what they call
prisons
safety
to
doors,
keep them
where they
safe.
lock on the outside, the inside, and every place else. Well,
Excuse me?
but if one of these lunatics happens to get through, then the police can't.
We
get
could
in.
have electric
Then they're
doorknobs.
looking for keys all over the place.
We could
and it
shock
takes them-
'em.
I mean, a lot of
Like
lot
one of those
disadvantages
tanks,
to
like a Rezvani.
getting, you know, spending
Like a
billions and
Rezvani
billions of
school.
dollars and actually making it safer in some way for some of these lunatics. That
That's
we're
what
dealing
we
with.
could
But,
do. Rezvani school.
I don't
Smoke
think so.
screen.
You know, I've thrown out the
Howard,
concept. We have
you
great
have-
teachers.
show them
that
the
love our children.
PowerPoint.
The parents love the
Here,
children.
Howard will show
Teachers
you.
love the children.
Howard.
Too. And if you took a small percentage of those teachers that were in the military, that were distinguished in the military, that were in the National Guard, et cetera, and you let them carry That's something that a lot of people like. I sort of liked it. It'd have to be studied, but they're trained. They know about weapons. You can't do it with every teacher because most teachers don't know, and But I always thought that would be an alternative. But it just we've had a lot of instances. Other countries have also
still going all
different
day.
kinds of problems than we have, but we do have. There's something going on. And it's a bad thing. Yes, please.
Have you spoken with President Putin in the past week? Have you spoken with President Putin?
Yeah, I don't want to. I have learned things that will be very interesting. I think in the next few days you'll find out.
Uh-oh. That's related to the meeting then with China and Russia and India.
Yeah, there will be.
Bree.
We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what
Literally.
they do and what
I know.
happens. I'm watching it very
Free.
closely. Last
Rick.
week they lost 7,000
Russia,
between
India,
the two
and China.
countries.
Rick.
7,313 soldiers to be somewhat exact, for no reason whatsoever. And they're Russian and they're Ukrainian, but they're soldiers. I want to see it end. Yeah.
President, have you decided you're definitely going to send National Guard troops to Chicago?
I didn't say when, but the answer is, look,
Maybe
Chicago's
after
very
the
interesting
midterm,
because
if
I watched
they ask.
Pritzker get up and say we don't need help, we're safe. But 2 weeks ago they had 6 people murdered, and they had 24 people hit by bullets. Last week, as you know, it was 7 people, 24 people hit, and 7 people died. And then over the last 2 days, that was the crown jewel. They had, I guess, 9 killed, 9 or
North
10
Korea went to
killed,
China.
and 50 hit with bullets. And you have this governor get up, who's a terrible governor. Probably he and Gavin Newsom would be probably the 2 worst and most naive. They're naive. Either they're naive or they're very untruthful. And he'll say, we don't want any protection. We don't need. So in the last 3 weeks, he's lost almost 20 people killed. There's no place in the world, including you can go to Afghanistan, you can go to places that you would think of. They don't even come close to this. Chicago is a hellhole right now. Baltimore is a hellhole right now. Parts of Los Angeles are terrible. If we didn't put out the fires, and I mean the other fires, the bullet fires, they didn't do a good job with. They should have had the water coming down, like I said. We had to release the water. We had to go in and release the water to LA. It's so badly run. But if I didn't send the National Guard into Los Angeles, I would be making an announcement today. I'd be talking about Huntsville, and I'd simultaneously be saying, by the way, the Olympics is not coming to Los Angeles. If we didn't do that, and even the sheriff, the top law enforcement person in Los Angeles said, we could not have handled it without them. So that's what he said.
Make your mind up on Chicago, though?
Well, we're going in. I didn't say when.
We're going in.
When you lose, look, I have an obligation. This isn't a political thing. I have an obligation. When we lose, when 20 people are killed over the last 2.5 weeks, and 75 are shot with bullets. So let me tell you a little story about a place called D.C., District of Columbia, right here where we are. It's now a safe zone. We have no crime. It's in such great shape. You can go and actually walk with your children, your wife, your husband. You can walk right down the middle of the street. You're not going to be shot, Peter. You're safe. Everyone likes you anyway. They probably wouldn't
Why would they
do
shoot
it.
Peter, dude?
But it's so dangerous. And there are people in this audience that you've suffered greatly. There are people in this audience that have
Imagine
been
getting
mugged
pointed at every time.
and hurt badly.
You
And
got
if
your ass
you don't want
whooped.
to talk about
Look
it,
at him.
maybe you were
Look.
very brave in talking about
He's
it.
over
You
there.
made quite an impression on a lot of people. I appreciate it. But
Thank
there
you
were
for
other
being
people in
here
this room
every
that
day.
have been hurt very badly just walking down the street in D.C.
You're an image of
Washington,
crime.
D.C. is a safe zone right
You're
now.
a
It's
walking
safe city.
example of
The
getting your
restaurants
ass
are
whooped.
open. They're booming.
Because of
you can't get a
crime.
restaurant.
Thank you.
New
Thank you.
restaurants are announcing that they're going to be open. This took place in 12 days. Now it's 15 days, but 3 days ago it became what's known as a safe zone. It's a safe city. And this city was really bad. Really, really bad. We took 1,600 people out, hardcore criminals that will not be coming back anytime soon. And we're very proud of it. To have our nation's capital lose every week. You know, it was like years, many years, where every single week somebody was killed for many consecutive weeks. This went on for years. And then we had, last week it was announced that nobody was killed last week. And I made that announcement in front of a very distinguished leader of a country. And I'm saying proudly, ladies and gentlemen, nobody was killed in Washington, D.C. this week. He looked at me like, what's that all about? I say, yeah, we have a little bit of a crime problem, and we don't have a crime problem in Washington anymore. And the mayor has been very helpful, and the police commission has been very helpful, and it's been a great team. And I would love to have Governor Pritzker call me. I'd gain respect for him and say, we do have a problem, and we'd love you to send in the troops, because you know what? The people, they have to be protected. I saw today on one of your networks, not a friendly network, except really the opposite, I would say, very unfriendly network. And they interviewed about 12 people on this morning. Most of them were African American, they were black. And they were saying, please let the president send in. These were people from Chicago. Please, we need help. We need help. We can't walk outside. We're petrified. If the governor of Illinois would call me up, I would love to do it. Now, we're going to do it anyway. We have the right to do it because I have an obligation to protect this country. And that includes Baltimore. I saw where Governor Moore was asking me to take a walk down the street of Baltimore. Well, Baltimore is a very unsafe place. It's rated number 4 in the city, one of the most unsafe places anywhere in the world. But, you know, we took care. This was a beautiful thing that happened in Washington because we showed that it could be done. And this wasn't just sending big, strong guys, and they are big and they are strong. You know, we had a great decision from the Supreme Court that had to do with sort of talent. It had to do with you are put down based on merit. You can hire based on merit. So merit for a soldier or for a policeman is strong, physically fit, having a certain ability, not a person that is woke and got the job through woke, but wasn't strong enough to lift a gun out of the holster, et cetera, et cetera. No, I looked at the police. As you know, last week I went over, we had a meeting there had to be 300 people, and they were all very impressive looking. And when the bad guys see them, they're not going to do a thing. And so I'm very proud of Washington. It serves as a template, and we're going to do it elsewhere. But Chicago is certainly going to be high. I would love to have him call. I would love the governor of Illinois. I'd be honored to take his call. All he has to do is say, sir, we need help. It's out of control. And everyone knows it is. He's not kidding anyone. I would love to have, I would say, Governor Moore call, because I watched him over the weekend trying to explain that Baltimore, what they need is housing. No, they don't need housing. They need to get rid of the criminals. These are hardcore criminals. You know, we took many people off the streets of Washington, D.C. They're hardcore. They're not going to be good. In 10 years, in 20 years, in 2 years, they're going to be criminals. They were born to be criminals, frankly. They were born to be criminals, and they're tough and mean, and they'll cut your throat, and they won't even think about it the next day. They won't even remember that they did it. And we're not going to have those people. Washington, D.C. is now a safe zone. It's a safe place, and you can walk, Katie, you can walk right down the street with, by the way, one of the biggest human beings I've ever seen, which is her husband. He was a football player for like 11 years in the NFL. He's a big person. But big doesn't mean anything when they have guns and when they have knives and everything else that they have, right? But you can walk right down the street, even by yourself, and you're totally safe. Washington, D.C. is a great thing. Yes, ma'am, please.
Calling on Democratic leaders across the country to work with you on crime. Do you see your efforts here in D.C., including, for example, working with Mayor Bowser here as a model for bringing more bipartisanship in matters not only with crime, but also issues that matter to everyday American people's lives?
So Mayor Bowser's been great. She could have taken the thing, and then after I clean it up, they'll take credit for it. You know what they do is they take credit. Like, we cleaned up Los Angeles. We did a great job there. And it was overwhelming what was going on. And again, the police chief made a statement that We could not have done, there's no way they could handle it. You saw what was happening out there. It was going to be a disaster. We stopped it cold. If we didn't do that, would have been a very sad day. And remember, we have the Olympics, we have the World Cup, we have all these things coming, and we have 250, all of these things coming. But I watched Newsom get up and say he's doing a great, he's not, we're the ones that did it, and that's okay, whatever it takes. But the main thing is but he got up and said, we did it. Well, he didn't want us there. And he's going to need us again because it's starting to form again. I see it. It's starting to form again. We have to maintain. It's like maintenance on an airplane. You can buy it, but you have to maintain it. And if you don't maintain it, a good plane becomes very unsafe very quickly. So it's an honor to do it.
You're getting to the high of the sign of life candle.
This heat, but when I
43 minutes
watched television last night and I'm watching the news and I see that 9 people were killed in Chicago and 54 were badly wounded with bullets, I say, that's not this country. We have to do something. And I do say this, I say this very much. I'm not speaking to anybody but them right now. I would love to receive calls from governors and mayors saying they need help. We'll help them. We have a lot of people. We have a great force. We have a great military force. Pete will tell you that when I was running for office, and this was a big headline, I think, probably got me a couple of votes, but you couldn't sign people in the military. Nobody wanted to join the military, the Army, Air Force, the Navy, Marines, Space Force, Coast Guard. We never forget Coast Guard because they've done such a great job. Never. But nobody wanted to join any of them. We were way below what we wanted. Every single one. The closest was the Marines, whatever that is. You'll explain that to me. But the closest was the Marines. But every service was way down, way down. And then I got elected, and our country's the hottest country anywhere in the world right now. Everybody's talking about the USA. They're talking about the job that we're doing. Everybody. We have the best economy. We have a very, very important decision being made by the Supreme Court because our country is the richest, the strongest, the most powerful. But if for some reason some liberal court, I'm talking about the court that just ruled, where even an Obama judge voted in favor of us, which I gave him a compliment yesterday, as you know. I said that took great courage. But it's a liberal court, and it's going up to the Supreme Court, who I think have been incredible people. I think they've made very wise decisions. But the tariff question, because without the tariffs, this country is in serious, serious trouble. We've taken in almost $17 trillion of investment is coming in. Most of it is coming because of tariffs.
Bro, how?
And if for some reason
somebody
wanted to be politically correct, I actually think it's unpolitically correct.
I still want the
politically
gold.
Correct is to approve it, because there's nothing
the hidden
so
assets,
popular as
the
what's happened
seized
to our
assets.
country. Our country is doing so well, but we had a liberal court gave us a very shocking ruling, and that ruling is basically saying that the trillions of dollars that are pouring into our country, putting us in a position like no country is anywhere in the world, that they'd like to see us that taken away. By the way, a lot of the people behind that lawsuit, that particular, are from foreign countries. I might add.
There's a video that is circulating online now of the White House where a window is open to the residents upstairs and somebody is throwing a big bag out the window. Have you seen this?
No, that's probably AI generated. So actually, you can't open the windows. You know why? They're all heavily armored and bulletproof.
So that's a fake video?
Well, it's got to be, because I know every window up there. The last place I'd be doing it is that, because there's cameras all over the place, right? Including yours. No, but every window, I've never seen a window that's... In fact, my wife was complaining about it the other day. She said, love to have a little fresh air come in, but you can't. They're bulletproof. And
Donald is ugly. I can't even Donald. Paving city penthouse have window, Donald.
Pretty strong to open.
Donald, are you weak, Donald? Give me window, Donald. You weak man, Donald.
Maybe from the renovations.
Which is the window?
It looks like this is on the 15th Street side, I think. Yeah. So right here.
Yeah, those windows are sealed. Those windows they're all sealed. You can't open them.
What you were saying regarding the federal.
It's the kind of thing they do. And one of the problems we have with AI, it's both good and bad. If something happens really bad, just blame AI. But also they create things, you know, it works both ways. If something happens that's really bad, maybe I'll have to just blame AI. But there's truth to it because I see so many phony things. I saw something as I was growing up, from the time I was a baby till now. I said, who did that? It was AI generated. So it's a little bit scary, to be honest with you. But those windows are all very heavily sealed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just want to follow up with what you were saying regarding that federal appellate court that ruled against you and your administration as it relates to your ability.
Well, they ruled against our country, the court, and they ruled against us before. It's a very liberal court.
You called it highly partisan in your
Well,
social
it certainly
media
is.
posts.
It certainly
and
is.
In fact, it was along ideological lines, 7-4.
Well, except that we actually got one of the Obama judges that was appointed by President Obama voted in favor of the tariffs because he felt it was imperative for our country to thrive and survive even. And I gave him credit. I said, you know what? That took a lot of courage for him to do it because you don't see that often.
So my question is, I imagine, I suspect...
Yeah, because where the fuck we get $17 trillion?
Well, we already have, yeah. In fact, we're doing something else. We're going to be
No, we said take
going
it
to
back.
The Supreme Court, we think tomorrow.
No, take
because
it back.
We need an early decision. I mean,
Why?
Look,
They gave
the
it to
financial
take it
fabric
back.
of our country.
It didn't
we're
raise
a rich,
any of your price.
incredible country
Take it
right
back.
now. And we're able to, you know, other countries use tariffs on us for years, and we never did. I did a lot during my first term, but then we had COVID and we had to focus on other things. You couldn't be tariffing Italy, Spain, France, as they were dying by the thousands and millions. But we did with China, and China paid us billions and billions of dollars. And I started the process, but then I had to end it a little bit because of COVID. We focused on that. But no, it's a very important decision. And frankly, if they make the wrong decision, it would be a devastation for our country. We've taken in trillions of dollars. And by the way, all these countries signed agreements, as an example. They're all happy. Everybody's happy. But some whack job put in a lawsuit.
You guys know he's
went
not
before a
lying.
very liberal court.
So, like, in worst case scenario, it would be absolutely terrible because I don't think they kept the money. Or, just how with it's such a shit, it would just destroy the bonds. So if you're not aware, if they really ruled that you would have to return the money, the bond market would be a lot worse than what you did. That would be the death blow. That would fuck it up a little bit.
Expedited ruling because
think about it.
You know, when you look at the stock
whether they
market's
have the
down
money or
today,
not,
the
everyone's
stock
going to
market's
assume
down
you have to
because of
re-raise that
because
money.
The
then.
stock market needs the tariffs. They want the tariffs. If you look at AI, all of those, all of that money that's going to be invested, trillions and trillions of dollars, the biggest thing, bigger than the internet, I suspect. It's the internet plus 3 or 4 other things combined. We are leading very substantially with AI. We're leading because of tariffs. We're leading because of talent, and this is where they'd like to be. But without the tariffs, we wouldn't have a chance because we wouldn't be able to protect those investments of the companies coming in. So if you took away tariffs, we could end up being a third world country. That's how big the ruling. So we're asking for an expedited ruling.
As a backstop to that, President, you have a Republican-controlled Congress. You control the House. You control the Senate.
Yeah, but we don't have 60 votes. We don't have 60 votes. I'd love to do that. Oh, if we had 60 senators, if we got the 60 votes, we would get them. But we need 60 votes, and we need, a certain number in the House. I think we'd get, I don't know, we have about 5 of them here. Would everybody agree with me on tariffs? Without tariffs, we're a different country. We have taken in so much money. And here's the thing. We signed a deal with Japan. They're paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. We signed a deal with South Korea. We signed a deal with the European Union. We signed a deal with Europe. And those countries are paying us $950 billion. And they're happy about it. They're okay. As one of them said, it's amazing that we got away with it so long. One of my friends, a leader of one of the countries, and they're fine with it. They all signed. If that ruling ever went against us, I guess we'd have to give back hundreds of billions. We would have to give trillions and trillions of dollars back to countries that have been ripping us off for the last 35 years. And I can't imagine it happening. On a legal basis, they have no legal basis whatsoever. But on a common sense basis, it would destroy America. Okay.
You talked about controlling the sky. On Sunday, the satellite signal of Ursula von der Leyen's plane was alleged.
With Ursula? Well, she had an interesting event. She's a tremendous woman. And so what are you asking me about her?
NATO is concerned about it, too, about this.
Sure, NATO is concerned about it. Well, nobody knows where it came from, but they did take away her ability to use a phone. You know? Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that could happen to me. I'd be very happy.
Mr. President, reducing the tariffs on India from 50%.
What does that mean?
Are you considering taking away some of the tariffs that you've imposed on India?
No, we get along with India very well, but India has, you have to understand, for many years it was a one-sided relationship. Only now since I came along, and because of the power that we have with tariffs.
Oh, thank you,
India
Colin.
was charging us tremendous tariffs, about the highest in the world. They were about the highest.
I was going to tell you guys, do a push-up.
And
I'm standing up
we
right
therefore
now.
weren't doing much business with India, but they were doing business with us because we weren't charging them
move
foolishly.
around, baby.
We weren't charging them.
The president's
so they
alive,
would send
too.
in massive,
It's just
everything
in case
they
you
made,
didn't know.
they'd send it in, pour it into our country.
Well, I'm
Therefore,
doing,
it
but
wouldn't be made here, which is a negative. But we would not send in anything because they were charging us 100% tariffs. And, I'll give you an example. Harley Davidson couldn't sell into India. There was a 200% tariff on a motorcycle. So what happens? Harley Davidson went to India and built a motorcycle plant. And now they don't have to pay tariffs. Same thing as us. So what we're doing is literally thousands of companies are coming into the U.S., car companies, AI, but more traditionally car companies. We have so many car company factories under construction or being designed right now. And they're coming from China, they're coming from Mexico, I must tell you, and they're coming from Canada. A lot of them coming from Canada. But they're coming into our country because they want to build here. And they want to build here for two reasons. Number one, they'd like to be here. And number two, the tariffs are protecting them. And number three, they want to avoid paying tariffs. When they build their cars here, they don't have any tariffs to pay. When you build here, you don't have any tariffs.
Mr. President,
Go ahead,
in light of the Minnesota shooting last week, the Department of Homeland Security is now awarding more than $100 million to hundreds of faith organizations across the country to help them ramp up security. What's your vision for further protecting religious liberty across the country amid incidents of threats and
So
violence?
religious liberty is so important, and we're talking about every religion now, and we're doing things on that nobody else has ever done, and we're going to be announcing, we're going to be having a big announcement in about 2 weeks on that question. Yeah, please.
Space Command, sir, are you concerned that people may not be willing to relocate from Colorado to Alabama?
No, I'm not worried. Then we'll get somebody else. I mean, the problem with Colorado is they have a very corrupt voting system. Look, I have so many friends in Colorado. Anytime you have mail-in voting, you have corrupt elections. Very simple. It's very simple. Even Jimmy Carter said it with his commission. They set up a commission with him and Scoop Jackson and some people, highly regarded people. And they said the finding was, if you have mail-in voting, you will have corrupt elections. Well, your radical left governor decided that he was going to have all mail-in voting in Colorado. Once you have all mail-in voting, and for whatever reason, the Democrats cheat. And they cheat like, they're not stupid. That's the only thing. They're no good on policy. They're no good on management. They're no good at government. But they're great at cheating. And they stick together, too. I give them credit for sticking together. Please.
Obviously, this is a big win for national
you couldn't hear me?
Moving this to Alabama. We've all can agree with that.
Big.
Is there any idea of the economic impact this has on the state and on that local area?
Katie, do you want to answer that?
Look, I mean,
Please go.
this is going to be tremendous. I mean, the state of Alabama, what we've seen through this process is the worst of Washington. We've seen politics get in the way of what is best for the warfighter, what's best for national security. And the state of Alabama is about to show the country the best among us. So we know the economic impact is going to be tremendous. There at Redstone Arsenal, we're proud to house everything from FBI to headquarters there for material command to a number of things. We obviously have NASA with Marshall Space Flight Center, and so this naturally fits within. When you look at the decision matrix that they placed in front of us, that's why we ranked so high, is because we have the resources necessary and the ability to build out quickly to meet the needs in front of us. As far as economic impact, it would be tremendous. Does anybody have an exact number? 1,600 jobs. With 3,000 spin off. Look at this. This is teamwork right here. So we are really proud, and the people of Alabama are ready to get to work.
And I've got a housing question, if you could, just for a second, Mr.
Yeah,
President.
please.
Owning a home and going about the American dream seems like it's out of touch for a lot of Americans. Just recently, you pushed out a statement about addressing an emergency housing situation.
That's right, we're thinking about doing that.
Yeah, can you just...
Well, we need a little help from the Fed. We have a man named Jerome Too Late Powell.
Why don't we just blow up the bond market with tariffs instead
and
make it
the
harder?
The economy is so strong that it's pushing through
I guess it'll bring some prices down.
Much tougher, but we're
That's
doing
not
so well.
But
But it makes it very hard for people to get mortgages because too late is too late. Very simple. He's too late. And probably political, whatever. He wasn't too late before the election. Before the election, he was cutting rates, right? Because he was hoping that, I guess, Biden would get in or that Kamala would. He was a big Biden guy. Explain that one. And then he was a Kamala person, but he was hoping.
Explain that one.
She'd win, I guess. I don't know. It didn't work out too well. But, yeah, we need a very serious cut. You know, I think that if you look back many decades ago, the United States was always the lowest, even if they were doing badly. The United States was, because without the United States, everything in the world would die. It's true. It's so powerful. It's so big, and I made it really big in the first 4 years.
Explain that.
Then it started to degenerate with what this Biden administration did, but we've built it up to a level that I never thought we could be at this quickly. We're the hottest, we're the best financially. The money coming in is so big because of tariffs and other things, but because of tariffs. Tariff gets us even those other things. Plus, it gets us great negotiating. I settled 7 wars, and numerous of those wars were because of trade, and numerous of the trade deals that I made were because of tariffs. It gives you a great negotiating ability. If that ability were taken away from us by a liberal court acting on essentially foreign nations, asking to get help from the United States government, when they've been doing this to us for 40 years, that's why we have $38 trillion in debt. We won't have it for long if they let us, if they allow us to do what everybody knows we should be able to do. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, another Biden-era action that you're now reversing is that you signed a deal last week to make federal buildings adopt and embrace classical architecture styles again. Can you talk to us about why you do that, and also what's your vision?
Well, we want to see beautiful buildings. Now, you know, it's in the eye of the beholder. I've seen architectural reviews over the years. I'm an expert at it. I've gotten a lot of great reviews, but I've seen buildings that I didn't think were very good get great reviews, and I've seen great buildings get bad reviews. So, but it's just a standard. We want to have a good standard. We're building something here, you know, for 150 years they wanted a ballroom at the White House. We're doing something at the highest level using great architects and all. And, you know, it's very exciting. But we have a lot of interesting things happening architecturally in D.C. And D.C. is like a different place. And, you know, even the contractor said, sir, we walked down today, we feel like much safer. It's like a different place. Washington, D.C. is great. Now, we're going to also beautify it. We're going to put a topping on the roads. We're not going to rip them apart and take
erupts.
4 years to build a road that was exactly the same by the time you build it. But we're going to put toppings. We're going to put new medians in. We're going to get the graffiti off. We're going to put tiles up in the tunnels where the tiles are missing. We'll do the whole tunnel instead of, you know, a little area where you see new tiles, old tiles that never look too good, but they could use it. You know, they've been up for 50 years. They've served their duty. But we're going to make this within about a 20-mile radius from the White House. We're going to have this place spick and span. It's going to be crime-free, and it's going to be spick and span. It's going to be, you'll be proud of Washington again. Go ahead, please.
Sir, China's having a massive military parade that President Putin and Kim Jong-un will be attending.
Bro, imagine these guys spending his last moments alive answering questions for the press.
Not at all. China needs us, and I have a very good relationship with President Xi, as you know. but China needs us much more than we need them. No, I don't see that at all, no.
One more.
And I had actually a very good meeting with President Putin a couple of weeks ago. We'll see if anything comes out of it. If it doesn't, we'll take a different stance.
One March today in California ruled that your deployment of National Guard troops to Los Angeles was illegal. Do you have any response?
Well,
reaction to that?
it was a radical left judge, but very importantly, what did you not tell me in that question or statement that you made pretty much of a statement, I think?
Well, I was asking for your response.
No, you didn't say what the judge said, though. The judge said, but you can leave the 300 people that you already have in place. They can continue to be in place. That's all we need. But why didn't you put that as part of your statement? Because the same judge ruled exactly as you said, except the judge said that you can leave the 300 people that you already have in place. They can stay, they can remain, they can do what they have to do. Thank you very much, everybody. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Damn. All right, well, he's still alive. Like I said, he spent his last moments answering questions. So inspiring. But we've made enough jokes already. I don't know if you heard it. That's why he said they're increasing religious funding, security. And then I was stretching and you couldn't hear me. But that's why I always make the joke about getting stabbed, you guys. That's why. You think people are mad at me because of stocks? They got like a little bit of stock market hate, but it's usually primary religion hate, Jesus hate, and then they're like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm like, what? That's crazy. I'm going to heaven. The Lord, God willing. But either way, yeah, I don't. So that's interesting. I didn't know they increased the funding though. But here we are, 23 minutes remaining, Chattadonia. I hope you're living good. I hope you're living blessed. Are you ready? Down, 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 down. It's not bad. Good Tuesday, but pretty crazy. We're gonna deal with the bond. I don't like it, man. I don't like the what they're talking about with the tariff thing. Because it's stupid. It shouldn't. The more I hear him talk about it, I really think they're gonna find that money. If you've been listening from the beginning of the year and you are aware of that theory we talked about with like finding gold and all that, and then the assets that I showed you, the more and more I hear him talk about it, it's crazy. But this tariff thing is pretty bad. Like I'm saying, it's not bad now, but if you get to the worst case scenario, I would call it a black swan, because I don't think anybody would have ever factored paying back $17 trillion, whether directly or even in commitments. Because you got to think about it. If they thought they're getting that money, they probably use that in a bunch of estimates to forecast a bunch of different things. So, like I'm telling you, bro, it was just right now, look at the bond market, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, look. You're already at the level, bro. So, if you mean to tell me there's like a out of nowhere $17 trillion government funding event, what the fuck are you saying? That would kill it, bro. That would destroy it. That would it. And, the houses. So yeah, that would not be good for rates. I don't know if that's natural either. I'm so confused. So yeah, that's not good. But that's up to the courts, I guess. I hope to get. Do they know how to buy puts? They have to, but it's their decision. So it's kind of crazy. It would literally be disastrous. Almost as like mind-blowing as the what's it called? As when Trump came out with like 120% or whatever. Can it become credits? Oh, maybe. They could probably get some agreement, I'm sure. But at face value, it would be terrible. Like, you know what I'm saying? Assuming there's no like creative way to defer that load of debt. Yeah, then I'm sure there might be something, but at face value, if they have to with the bond market now and everything, it would literally be the worst case scenario. Like, actually. China killed it all day today. Even the premiums that I sold in the morning, they went up. They went up 60% higher. Shit. And then the out the money stayed the same now. They stopped moving. They moved a little bit in the AM. The reason is that he lacked the authority to do it. So they're saying under IEPA, he wasn't allowed to. IEPA was like the, I think the emergency act that allowed him, and like he was saying for various reasons, but like why he enacted the tariffs, and they're just saying that's not legit, and you're not allowed to implement them. So if he wasn't allowed to implement them, and he did and got money, he would have to return it back. It would be like if the government forced you to take something, and it was unconstitutional for them to do that, but you could return tariff money. I guess you can't return medicine injected into your body. But that's another time. What? Ah! I gotta go! Ah! So yeah, I don't know. But that's where we are. So yeah, but theoretically, if he didn't have the authority and then you collected that money, you didn't have the authority to collect it, count it, spend it, disperse it, so on and so forth. So then that would have to be returned. They would return the money to the countries or the origin source, wherever the money originated from. So whether it was investment money related to a tariff and not doing it, or like just direct, customs. But then it kind of highlights that everyone's lying to you about who pays tariffs then. What? Banana Land. What up, baby? I get a membership and a banana. Thank you. That's all you need in life. And the water. And actually, you just need Jesus, to be honest with you. But I'll take that next. I'm down with that. Oh, very crazy. I'm serious. I don't really care about the courts and tariffs because I think it's nonsense. I truly do. But at the same time, it's a black swan. I don't think it's probable. Does that make sense? But just hear me out. If it does happen, that's a bomb, dude. That's not, like I'm saying, I don't know how that happened, or I don't know. I'm not really, like, it's kind of like, it feels surreal because it doesn't seem like a risk, but yeah, man, it's just not, the whole situation's fucked. Just if it comes down to it. So ideally, it doesn't make sense that it would come down to it, but that's why I'm saying I don't want to take it seriously. I really, really don't. No, it's not World War IV, bro. What the fuck are we talking about? The bond market? Calm down. Maybe it could lead to that if you really want that tinfoil, but at the end of the day, I'm just talking bonds and tariffs. And if they say you have to, some worst case scenario of like you don't have authority, return the money or whatever it is, that's terrible. Like, yeah, why did we skip World War III? Hold up, what the fuck? No, hold on. But yeah, like I'm saying, tariffs, only tariffs, and then just worst case scenario, that would be a black swan. It would destroy the bond market. So yeah, it would be a bond bomb, more or less. Yeah, I don't know how he jumped to 4. That'd be crazy. He doesn't have authority to go to 3. Okay, shut the fuck up. Okay, dude, I'm sick of this, man. Sick of fucking Bloomberg. Like, you guys are, I don't know, like, some people, dude, it would be devastating for the bond. It's so weird. I don't know. I don't think it's real. That's what I'm saying, but, like, this was just like the tariff shit, though, where I'm just like, all right, man, if it happens, it's a bomb. I don't think it's going to be, but at least you know. So, like I'm telling you, I think we know the danger, but it's kind of wild that anybody would really do this. That's what I'm saying. It's really... It's actually a very wild concept because, like, in theory, this court determines the fate of everything in the economy for the next, like, 3 months. Or that could bring you down. I think that would kill you, like, 20% in a weird way, depending on where the bond settled. But that could probably take you to 7. Did you hear what I just said? So, no, literally, it would be sabotage, but I don't care. Fuck all the other shit. Just, like, get straight to the source. Like I'm saying, I don't think it'll happen, but you should be aware. Just like when we calculated the tariffs and understanding what 150% tariff meant, virtual embargo. You remember we had that realization? It's kind of like that, but now it's like, well, if the court really did reject, that would be one of your worst outcomes this year of any event, because then it would lead to where the bonds right now at 5. I think it's almost, I don't believe in impossible, but it would be very difficult to get $17 trillion, or even the sound of it would spook a lot of people. Somebody even said it could lead to a downgrade. That is in the realm of possibility. So it's just like, if that happened, yeah, I think interest rates would go to 7 to 10% without inflation. Think about that. You have no inflation right now relative to 2%, 3%. But I really think it would send bonds to like 7 to 10. I could agree. I think 7 initially. Maybe I was thinking 6, but again, the scope of $17 trillion, you guys, that's like 40% of your current debt, half of your current debt. That's insanity. That's insanity. So the straight funding need would be, I don't even know. This is what I'm saying. This is a batshit proposition, bro. But it's not. So I honestly wouldn't even put a cap on the rates. That's all. Like, that's just what we're talking about. There would be no cap. It would do anything. I don't even know what it would do. I genuinely don't. I don't think anybody could. I don't think you've ever had a funding need that large. So again, it depends what they did with the money and all that. But even then, I think a lot. I mean, this doesn't look like a bond market that didn't price it in, if that makes any sense. So, and you already had rate cuts. I don't know what this reminds. I think this is a one-off, dude. I don't think you've ever seen anything like this. I don't think it's a real concern. Like I'm saying, I think the probability of what I just said is very low. I just know it's in the realm of possibility now, if that makes any. That's all I'm addressing. That's why it's like, okay, we'll see. We have a lot to deal with in September, but all bullshit aside, if that ever did happen, that's an easy one, man. You're visiting your father at the ICE detention center. Great way to end the day and start it, man. Praise God. Dude, where is he at? Because did I tell you about the guys who work with us? So, I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, but you could really, like, get him out. I'm not even kidding. And, like, I know a lot of people who have, like, so as long as he's not a criminal, and I don't think he is, then he'll be fine. And, like, he could really come back and go about it in the steps. No, it's kind of crazy. I had one of my guys working on the house. He got deported and came back already. And now he came back with papers. So it was a little bit of an inconvenience, but depending on what he works at, yeah. No, it's not insider info. Trump on Putin may change stance on Xi hosting Putin. Says China needs more than U.S. needs them. We'll see what emerges from Alaska Putin summit. Well, yeah, you can email me. I'll email you any info. And I know one guy. But yeah, it's not like I'm saying, bro. If you're really not if you're not tied to anything criminal and they're generally here to work, you have no problem. There's a lot of people in Southern California, and they've been released. They get taken and released, but then they come back with documentation. So, like, I know people who were not. They got deported, then came back, and now they have papers after going through it. Oh, he has a criminal record? Then unfortunately, that will not. It will be. I'm sorry to hear. So I'll definitely prayers up, bro. And if anything, remittances, send some back, and then make sure you're good too, though. And if you have nothing, you're fine. I know immigration lawyers, but I don't have one per se. Tio Tony's on the run. I mean, if they have criminal records, like, low key, that makes sense. So I would keep running. I would not. Yeah, but if you don't have a criminal record, I don't really think you have anything to worry about. Obviously, people are still weird. People are still aggressive. So, you know, watch out for your safety. You know what I'm saying? Don't trust anybody, but I wouldn't be that worried if the record's clean and you already established some shit that's legitimate here. Because like I'm saying, bro, I could vouch for everybody who's ever worked for me, and if they are like, and they're there to work, and others, no one's gonna care, especially in California. Amen, baby. Don't worry. Let's go. You still gonna get a house here, though. You know that, right? I hope you know that. That's it. So, amen, brother. JD, it's all time. I got 9 minutes. President Lula awaiting Trump's willingness to negotiate, says U.S. president can impose tariffs but must follow rules. Adds, I have no interest in fighting with the U.S. Oh. Yeah, let me see if I could get the contact info for the lawyer guy. I haven't used them in a minute. I just had the other guy, the guy who works with us. Again, they've been doing it. This all happened at like the beginning of the month. I don't know the person who helped them with it, but they asked me to vouch for them, and I did. So I could offer that too if I don't know you, I'm not gonna vouch for you. So, but I could get one of the lawyers. I just don't have it on me. I know one guy who's connected to it who's pretty good. It's actually a girl. But all that, if you really have no criminal record, that's very good. It's very, very good for you. So if you have nothing working against you criminally or all that, I think the likelihood and possibility of you coming back is very high. But anything to the contrary, it's a fucked up system. Or just you got to go through the system and they won't let you back in, or they won't not to be able to come back with documentation. Because that's the part that surprised me. I thought in the beginning of the year, that's why people even on the Trump side are complaining. They're like, mass deportations. But it's like, I didn't think people would come back more documented, if that makes sense. So, like I'm saying, there's several people I could directly say they have documentation. When I saw them like 12 months ago, they did not. Anything until the law term. No, serious, bro. Let's go. And you get your crib here, and then after that, rebuild the long term. Let's go get an Airbnb in Rosarito. Isn't coming here illegally a crime? Yes, it is a crime, Mr. Hegseth. Sorry. Or Mr. What's his name? Tom? Don't shoot me. But yes, it is. Would I buy the Conjuring house? Why do you keep asking me about that? You've literally asked me all day if I would stay at a demonic house and if I'd buy it. That's all you've said in the chat. Nothing else. You ain't even say good morning. You ain't even say hello. You ain't even just say house. You ain't just not a non-demonic house. So yeah, why so curious? I'm actually not that interested. So, final 5. Intel. Good morning is not, yeah. See, he's not even good morning anymore, brother. So, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Just repent. I am buying houses, though, if anybody has one. If anybody wants to sell a house, you could even get paid if you refer me. I'm either going to... I have one lined up, but I want to buy a cheaper one as an example for YouTube. So, email me, tradeinfraternity@gmail.com. You got a condo flip? Let's see what happened. The last one you gave me was wild, bro. So, let's see. I'd like one, though. All right, man, but wrap it up. That's final 5, brother. Anywhere in the United States of America. Shout out to vets, baby. Well, rates get cut. It has nothing to do with that. Just got to get a good deal. That's it. That's why, like, I'm looking for a cheap one to do it, but I need a good deal. That's why I have one lined up, but it is a condo, and that the HOA requirements I got to see, and then they're being a little slow. So if that one falls, I'm not sold on it. It doesn't look that good, but the numbers look good if they take what I want. So we're gonna see. But I'm looking in this price range. No deal. If there's no deals in your area, look every day until there is one. Woo! How about Spain? I've never been to Spain. Is this a French accent? Oh, I've never been. 3 minutes remaining. Joshua is going to yell at you. Mucho speaker. Loud noises. What are you talking? Donald Trump, Macron. Oui, oui. Alright, yeah, sorry. Good day, bro. I hate that today's Tuesday. Isn't that crazy? Tomorrow's Wednesday. My whole schedule is like, what? Because today I think it's a Monday, but it's not. I didn't go to the gym yesterday because I didn't know what day it was. It was so confusing. Every like 3 hours of my day felt like another day. You hear that? Oh, there you go. I saw a snap earlier. We'll wrap it up, guys. Not much time. Again, tomorrow, Jolt's jobs opening. And then you'll get like ADP and on-farms. Everything's right around the corner. Whatever Donald Trump, this little announcement with like China, Putin, watch out for that. And then whatever happens with bonds, like I'm saying, man, you don't need to overthink it, but it's super simple. Like you're at this danger zone, and yields in Europe and other problems and anything related to yields and now this court thing, it's pretty much the main deal. So we will see. No, I'm not at the farm today. I went and what's it called? I'm getting it ready though, so we're gonna see if we're gonna start getting it either ready for the next event or even rent it out. And I want to get more of the yurts built. So I have the guy back, but I'm not there. I went yesterday. So I had the new Baltimore explosion downtown. Whoa, hold on. Hey, you're getting something. Please hold. Well, Chad, wrap it up. 1 minute before the bell, I think there is an explosion. Let's see. Yeah, Justin. Yeah, bro, it's a downtown building in Baltimore, people trapped. It's not like crazy. Yeah, it's not too crazy, but yeah, it's happening right now. All right, man, we'll wrap it up. Not much time. Mute your speakers. You only have 1 minute. Go, 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 go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and gals, it's time to wrap it up. Bring it home. Finalize those plays. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Shares, options, futures. Wrap it up, my friend. You got to do is middle of the week tomorrow. Tomorrow is middle of the week, brother. You even got earnings. You got CRM. You got the IPOs. You got a lot of them, baby. So wrap it up. Less than 15 seconds remaining. And the president. This is all the Donald Trump is alive rally right there. So, yeah, get ready. Wrap it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm way ahead. Ding 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 ding. Oh no! Oh, Chadatonia. Are you kidding me? Chadatonia, are you kidding me? Are you serious? We made it to the bell. 7 hours. Back like it's nothing, baby. Get ready for the end of the year. May the Lord bless us with endurance. Melt on wings of eagles, brother. Let's go. Good game and GG. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Freedom. Shout out to Chad. Shout out everybody with the long term. Everybody, they got the life. They living with it. They acting. They don't care. They losing it. That's what I'm talking about. Good game, baby. Thank you, bro. You learned something. No? Come on. Are you gonna do it? Just the decision. Make the decision. GG, baby. I love y'all. Thank you. I love y'all. I will. Last time I told you I loved them, they ended up in jail though. So don't be no. I love you too, bro. But that's it. Head cold, baby. The heart though. Oh, you love you. Just prove it. Prove it. Oh, I love you. Amen. GG, baby. Thank you. I would have done it for free. Need me to rock. You won't see me a lot. Monday through Friday, you need me, let's talk. Wow. Chatadonia. There's a couple earnings after the bell, but yeah, man, summer's almost over, bro. I don't know what to tell you, man. Now and then, next earnings will be the fun one. The one that you really want. That'll be, so good game, Chad. I love you. I hope you had a good day. Welcome back. I missed you. I missed the Chads when they left too, man. But yeah, I'll post the video. I don't know what clip. You'll have to see it because I got a bunch of clips. It's kind of random. But yeah, be on the lookout on the Trading Fraternity channel. I don't know. It's not done editing. I gotta catch up with a lot, bro. I gotta catch up with a lot. So no rush though. No rush. It's beautiful. I'd rather just don't drift. Repetition rewires reality. So I hope you're repeating some good habits, Chad. And even today, man, don't even get me started. But we'll see. I'll hang out for a couple minutes. I'll see if there's any other earnings. I'm not too locked in though. Ethod Airways CEO to Reuters, no time set. Give you some uncle. It's on SoundCloud. Jesus. Praise God. Amen, amen. It's a cult, baby. Hey. Yeah. If we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there. I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared. Big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear. No fear. Oh dear, who you trying to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Nah, it's done. Daddy said it's finished. Made me in his image, but that always made me timid. Wonder why we different, don't you ever get it twisted. It's the only way we get it. Set apart from the start, and the heart isn't ours. It's a hippie with the love, but it's David with the sword. I want peace, so that means you gon' kill me if it's war. Nietzsche, Trotsky, can't beach on the ark. Want it easy or hard, want a genie or a god. Then believe me, lil' bro, you a child, you a son of the highest in the bud. Don't deny it, we don't like it when they tell us who we are. I can tell you who I was, I can tell you who he is. I can make another song that's telling y'all about the crib. But for a second, keep it real, it's not the reason they will kill. It's the freedom in believing, they want that to bring the will. But I'd rather have it now, and I ain't never backing down. Lion gonna eat me or turn his ass around. Either way, I will remain up in his name and say it proud. Here, let's say it now. Jesus. I put Jesus on the beat so I can listen to it. I got reason to believe that we living in it. You could say it's one hell of a decision in it. Ay, if we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there. I got reason to believe that we living in it. You could have it all, but you been scared, big scared. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear, no fear. Oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. I like this one too though. I heard this after I uploaded this one because the uncle don't know how to use it. Yeah, bro. That one. And then also was like, this was Friday, bro. I took off early. I forgot, bro. I thought about it. That you're gonna see something in it too. It really, there's a lot to this, honestly. But the little, I don't even know who the baby is, but I know he's gonna be great. They asked me, they're like, why is there a baby in it? I don't know, but it's greatness. Does that make sense? Y'all don't get it. From year one, I'm going to see him in 17. He going to own it all. But I met Uncle this weekend. It's so confused. I'm so...
What, you bring only this handful of soldiers against Xerxes? I see I was wrong to expect Sparta's commitment to at least match our own.
Doesn't it?
You, there.
What is your profession?
I'm a potter, sir. And you, Acadian, what is your profession?
Sculptor, sir.
And you?
Blacksmith.
Spartans! What is your profession?
What is your profession? I brought more soldiers, my friend.
I brought more soldiers than you did.
Oh, I love it. Oh, legal. I love it.
It's a call, baby. Treat this like my first, treat this like my last. Anything could work, it happens slow or fast. Smoking on that hope, I'ma need a ounce
Google,
of that.
there's a
I
case.
was on the ropes, but we kept on
That's
bouncing
why Apple's
back.
moving too.
Treat this like my first, treat
Market
this
is
like
still
my
closed.
last. Anything could work, could happen slow or fast. Smoking on that hope, I'ma need a ounce of that. Her back was on the ropes, but we kept on bouncing back. Treat this like my first, treat this like my last. Anything could work, could happen slow or fast. Smoking on that hope, I'ma need a ounce of that. Her back was on the ropes, but we kept on bouncing back. Shout out to my rhymes, it helped me do this right. The Lord control the fire, but you can roll the dice. I care more about the ownership, I don't care about the price. You think I was a loner, I just don't really waste time. Nah. Comment, I commit. Take some notes and grab a pen. Money
headline
don't make
right
you
there.
a man. Lose some friends, think you the man. People love to play pretend, love to play the middleman, love to say that they your friend, but where they at when it's the end? I know everything I do would never be enough, but that ain't stopped me from developing and always showing up. They always love to say what's up before they ask me for some stuff, but I built this shit on love and I ain't never expected none. There's a lot of things I should be
grilling
showing
face?
off.
No, bro.
It's a war. You should see my battle scars. Trying to be the richest man in Babylon. Tag along. Hope you say that 10% and bought a home. Gone.
Yeah, bro. You didn't hear it today, bro? I was talking about it, bro. After this weekend and all the like steaks and shit, bro, I think it's the start of my grilling phase. Cause I just want to go and make burgers right now. I really am, bro. I'm gonna go buy some. And then that's it. Next time I pull up, I have to. I'm like looking, bro. I be like walking by, like, you know, like you like see public grills and shit, you know, at like pools and all that. I'm like, let me run that. I'm like, I wonder if I could grill that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I wonder what kind of grill. I'm like, does that got propane? They know what I'm talking about. If you were there this week, they know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm like, bro, it already got propane. What dog? Yeah, bro. No, we got to do it. The egg chair or the egg grill. I want to use we didn't get to use the other grill. We only, we used the one grill at the main house, but we didn't use the one downstairs. The other one. Good see grill. The rooftop. Yeah, bro. I still don't know where it is. Is that the Dominican? I don't know. And then I don't know if you're uncle or not, because we met somebody proclaiming to be uncle. See, this is where it gets weird, because like all the evidence points to legal, but then somebody was there this weekend proclaiming to be uncle. So I don't know. I'm baffled, but I think it's simple. I think it's probably one of the most simplest things, but then again, I don't know. It's weird. It's really, really weird. But either way, I hope the bond market doesn't get destroyed because of the judges. That's so funny. So I love you, and I hope you had a great start to the week, but tomorrow's the middle of the week. I know, man. It's already there, so get ready. Yeah, and while you're going up, Google and Apple, that's literally lifting the whole index. So we'll see if we wake up tomorrow, just if there's more problems in Europe, more problems with bonds. We'll see what gold and all that does. And then a little bit of data. So last time there was the jolts. It didn't really indicate the big miss or revision. So if we are going to come down to a revision, the jolts will not point that to you. So we will find out. But Chad, you are blessed, okay? Do you know that? And God bless all of you, man. I hope you have a wonderful day. and go get rest, okay? Because you get asked to do. That's what I also got to realize, after 24 hours of Philo. It's funny because I told him, bro, like at night, bro, I think at one of the nights, like we stayed up. I was more tired because the night before it was like 3 a.m. And then the second night it was like 11:30ish, like right next to like midnight. And I was like tired. Like I was even talking, I'd be like, I'd like pause thoughts and I was like excited, but like you're like tired, bro. And then it's funny because like my drive home would be exciting. I go back and then in the morning, bro, I'm so amped. Because I'm like, bro, it's just so hype. And it was a good time, bro. Good people. The love was reflected right back, dog. And I really enjoyed it. So that's why. But I even told them, I was like, I think you guys get to notice, like, even from like tired to waking up in morning. The point is, dude, you get tired. So go get rest, bro. Finish your day strong. You still got a couple more hours to finish it off before you'll get sleepy. And get rest to come back to it. But that's why. Get rest, bro. So you ready to go. Baby. But Chad, I love you all. The Google News is above. Just scroll up. I don't know if you still can, but it was some case there on the online search. So remember, like Apple, and you open your Apple is Google, and Google, they have that deal. The judge said that's okay. So I think the next one you got to hear about is the browser, Chrome. But other than that, we'll have a watch list. Yeah, I hope praise of the Lord, God willing. But I would like to be back. I would love to be back on a normal schedule. You know that, man. I don't like the holiday. I don't know what day it is, but I think I know what day it is now that I got on the stream. I think I know what day it is now. It's Tuesday, so we'll be good. So we should have a watch list. CFTC issues joint statement on trading of certain spot crypto asset products. Well, we'll see. Well, have a good day, Chad. The Lord is with you. You are a child of the light. Use the light while you have it. And if you don't think there's a light, it's coming. So both people should be planning. God is with you. Be blessed. Finger to the sky. To God be the glory. And through the grace of God alone. First and foremost. And that's it. Just all of it. All day, every day. And no, for everywhere. And he's first. The way, the truth, and the light, baby. Amen. And I'll see you tonight and tomorrow. Peace. Yeah, I'm alive. And no, you're not. Am I alive? I can't believe this. Wow. Jesus, I love him. Praise God. Protect him. Amen. They're gonna stab you, Josh. Call, baby. Probably. I know. Wow. Yeah. If we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there. I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared. Big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear. No fear. Oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Nah, it's done. Daddy said it's finished. Made me in his image, but that always made me timid. Wonder why we different, don't you ever get it twisted. It's the only way we get it, set apart from the start. And the heart isn't ours, it's a hippie with the love, but it's David with the sword. I want peace, so that means you gon' kill me if it's war. Nietzsche, Trotsky, can't beach on the ark. Want it easy or hard, want a genie or a god, then believe me, lil' bro, you a child, you a son of the highest in the bud. Don't deny it, we don't like it when they tell us who we are. I can tell you who I was, I can tell you who he is. I can make another song that's telling y'all about the crib. But for a second, keep it real, that's not the reason they will kill. It's the freedom in believing, they want death to bring the will. But I'd rather have it now, and I ain't never backing down. Lion gonna eat me or turn his ass around. Either way, I will remain up in his name and say it proud. Here, let's say it now. Jesus. I put Jesus on the beat so I can listen to it. I got reason to believe that we living in it. You could say it's one hell of a decision in it. Ay, if we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear, no fear. Oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting.